Okay.
All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the third day of the playoffs. The results of yesterday are that Team Tickle was the one who lost against Legacy, which means that Team Tickle is going to face off right now against Lost Cipher. Lost Cipher was last week's winner against Finetta, so they're moving up. Team Tickle is moving a little down, but nothing too big. Still a lot of room for them to make up, but this is going to be the deciding matchup for these two teams to basically see whoever is going to play into the second playoff. Because as you can see, the second part is still to be determined. Currently, we have Fusion playing against WLR. The results are not in just yet, hence a delay. But the loser of that match will face off against the winner of the matchup we are gonna watch right now. Anyways, my name is Daza. I'm pretty sure you all know me. I'll just be here for a little bit. I won't be commentating the entire thing because I'm still sick, sadly, but I'll be here for a little bit. And today I am joined by Miki again. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you doing?
All right, so let's just hop into these bands because we have been on a very long delay, and I think it's about time to get into that. So, Team Tickle versus Lost Cipher. Let's see what they are gonna do. Coming in with that mechanic band, by the way, we are seeing Red Church, a relatively small map. Also, Team Tickle is going to be hunting first, so I am kind of expecting probably Sculptor. Sculptor's really good on this map. For John, we also know that John plays Bonbon, so he could even choose to go for a curveball. However, pretty sure that we're going to see kind of like a standard first round with Mercenary Forward being locked in, so, not a lot of unusual stuff there. Seer banned too. Of course, Seer isn't necessarily the strongest counter towards those chip hit hunters. However, a good Seer can still do a lot. And you still have to respect it. I mean, he is S tier for a reason. Coming in with the second pick's gonna be Psychologist. We have seen a lot of Psychologists yesterday until, of course, she got banned because this is, I'm gonna be honest, she is kind of broken.
Oh yeah,
She
absolutely. Against Dream Witch, especially when you're relying on something like injuring the survivors and leaving everybody chipped, Psychologist takes away that possibility just by like tenfold. It's disgusting. It's literally if Priestess could portal to anyone she couldn't heal up, that's basically what it was. And you get one of them, and it's still so valuable. You get so much value. And as Daza said, it is going to be indeed a Sculptor. Very good on Red Church because there are many closed, confined areas to where Sculptor can just light you up like it's the 4th of July.
Yeah, this is, like I said, it is kind of like a standard first round pick, other than of course the psychologist still very new, but I mean the fact that she just came out and is already being used in first rounds does kind of say a lot. It does say a lot about how strong she is as a survivor, and I'm gonna be honest, it does also kind of say quite a bit on how straightforward she is, because being able to just pick her up and then already put her in the first rounds does mean that she is easier to play than, for example, Forward, who took far much longer to make his way into the meta.
Yeah, definitely. A new character coming out and being used this soon is rare to see. And honestly, I'm here for it. And here we are with a graveyard, trick window touch spawn, and the survivors are going to be to the left and right of them, and he's going to walk right into the psychologist, it seems. This is a very unideal target for John unless he can land all 6 statues with ease. But you need 4 statues and a hit, 6 statues, no hits, or 2 statues and 2 hits to kill a psychologist as a sculptor. And if the survivor's a very strong kiter and doesn't rely on taking these extra hits, they will last much longer than you would want for an ideal first chase to set your pace in your favor. John, a little impatient with the swing right there. That's all right. Broken windows coming in from Walmart. Very bold move to vault the window in front of him right there. John blocking off his pallets, windows, but Walmart dodging that pallet. Very good knowledge, saying that I'm not transitioning where you think I am, and I instead will be going for the window instead. He didn't expect him to go for the window because broken windows had already been expired, but so it was a really good mix-up option by Walmart. And here comes the portal coming into play.
Setup
That's
from
a takeover.
Regis.
Yeah, absolutely. Great portal for support.
Taking that regular hit, taking the portal, and then that speed boost too, giving a lot of distance for the psychologist, who also managed to heal herself up with that perk that she has. This is already looking like a very strong first kite.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cypher's going to get done soon, Daza. It does not take much to start off a very strong game in the momentum of the survivors. John seems to be not lacking up on time right now. His target's about to be killed, but it's going to take quite a while right here because, as you can see, there are 5 steps remaining, but they're probably all almost done.
Mercenary being that 96%. You have to keep in mind, everyone on this team has a decoding debuff. So this does say a lot about that first kite. Mercenary being able to finish a Cypher machine. Also, beautiful job from the fort, from Honor here, dropping into the basement, making sure that the sculptor cannot land any statues or whatsoever at this fort. Of course, it does put him off of his Cypher a little bit, but making sure that he is able to avoid all damage, and then the mercenary doing a beautiful rescue.
What a rescue! Absolutely, yeah. You cannot afford to feed this sculptor, as Kat said yesterday. He explicitly told you not to feed sculptors. He's very rad about that. And right here, we're gonna see Walmart try to close as much distance away from John as possible to avoid feeding presents. But
goes down before he gets that extra hit.
Perfect job by Walmart right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Not giving that extra presence and making sure that stun on chair. So it looks like they'll be going for the win here. Team Last Cypher is going for their victory here as well. And another stun from Honor. Beautiful stun from Honor. Not vaulting the pallet just in case the John side swing. But John's going to be tunneling right after this psychologist very hard. And with good reason. Because if he does not get this psychologist down soon, he might be looking towards a loss, which is not what he can afford. But it's John. He can pull out the stuff. Priest is coming in for support right here, which means there are 3 people currently not decoding and 1 person decoding. With 2 ciphers remaining, I don't know if this is the best idea. I just hope the Priest is decoding now, because if she's not, it might be non-beneficial to them. But yes, John gets the down, so it looks like it's in a tie pace right now, but the game is in favor for both sides, and there's no accurate way to tell who's at the disadvantage.
Yeah, I would say one of the only issues here is that forward did use all of his football in order to basically ensure that psychologist could get away from the chair, just live a little longer. So that does leave the forward quite vulnerable, especially against this full present sculptor. Mercenary does have something to work with. Priestess also still has 1 portal, so she could potentially do something, but the forward definitely at risk here. However, it is the Priestess who is gonna get chased.
Ooh, what a very close placement right there from Zai. Not giving the hit too, which is really nice because looks like the pumpkin saved him right there, honestly. And when you see this happen, it's rare, and you're just kind of like, well, he got very lucky, and luck is on the survivor side today, it seems. And it looks like this priestess is doing really good statue dodges, but John connects it right there. There comes the hit. Ciphers are looking like they're being worked on at reception.
Yeah, they are around 70%, so there is an opportunity. Although, and this is the issue here, both of these survivors already took 1 chip hit, so no opportunity for them to heal up. And then John also comes in. There's Priestess at the last cipher.
Yeah, but here, last cipher's at the last cipher. But anyway, look, not even needing to get a hit right there. That's such a fast down. Second chair. If you expire your chairs this quickly, it can only.
It's the mercenary gonna take. Ooh,
mercenary is gonna take this hit. John, what? Oh wow!
Suddenly, the game is turning into John's favor. John single-handedly said, "I know I got kited early game, but that definitely does not mean that I am gonna lose this match."
Yeah, absolutely. and that cipher is nearly completed. But John can opt to chair to slug this priestess right here with that peeper around and him having control of the area. This is why you cannot die on the last cipher. This is proof that last cipher made a huge misstep having the priestess die near their cipher, because now they're in a huge situation to where the cipher is not enough to be rushed right in front of John, because with a sculptor full presence, he can apply pressure continuously and not let up at all whatsoever.
Yeah, however, the Steve forward is healing himself up with the syringe. And ooh, smart play from John here. Abnormaling that last scythe, realizing everyone is injured, they need to heal up and start over. However, this does, of course, make it more worth it to start new cipher, because that cipher is not even halfway right now. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, they need to heal up, they need to start over, and that can definitely hurt them back, because honestly, especially against hunters such as Sculptor, the longer the game continues, the more it will be in the hunter's favor. You cannot endlessly kite. You will deploy all of your resources, no more pellets to work with, etc. And that will only benefit the hunter.
Yeah, Sculptor is one where the longer it goes, like Dad said, the more dangerous it becomes for the survivors. And John right here knows that. His goal is not even to camp that cipher. His goal is to make the game last longer. Whenever the game lasts longer, like Daza said very well, and I couldn't explain it better. When the game lasts longer, the Sculptor gets a higher chance of winning, because survivors will use pallets, survivors will use items, and the place will just become a lot more dangerous to live on and a lot more difficult to live on. Honor pushing the cipher right here. He's definitely better off here than like someone like the mercenary, because he is indeed full health with one chip. So Honor is going to be here applying pressure while everyone does a different cipher, I think. Yes, they're working on bottom broken near Shack, which is a very good idea because it's far away from the Hunter's reach. Hunter has abnormal. If they can pop this before he gets there, the thing is, John now did a high risk, high reward move with abnormal. Wow, when you use abnormal, you're making sure that you're confident that you can stop the cipher, because should they pop the cipher, you no longer have.
Yeah, indeed. If they manage to pop this cipher, ooh, Mercenary sadly taking that chip hit there, so that this means he's gonna go down. Priestess is full health, so they could potentially pull off a rescue. Forward is gonna be caught with cipher, however, so I kinda expect John here to continue to pressure that cipher over there, because he, like you said, he has abnormal, so he cannot afford that cipher to pop.
Absolutely. Look at this positioning, Daza. He's taking him close as he can to the cipher with that survivor, and that's huge. That chair position is massive. It gives him variable. It gives him options.
Goes down.
Absolutely, it gives him a variety of options. And what happened
Beautiful
here
job
was
from John.
what happened here was with those options, he decided to down the forward at nearest the cipher. But look, that cipher is almost done, Daza. He cannot afford to do the abnormal animation unless he can secure a kill right here, because they will just pop it in front of him.
Ooh,
He's
smart move,
He's
picking up the forward. Now cannot.
Oh, there it is. Very good move by John right there to push the priestess away from that cipher just enough time to get the animation off. Wow, what a move right there. What a play by John, saying, you want this cipher, you're going to have to get through me. And indeed, they could not get through him. Wow, what a good play. Good choice by John right there.
Yeah, definitely. Mercenary is going to try and push it once again, but it is 75%. There's just not a lot they can do here. I am a little bit surprised to see that the forward is going to be chaired here, as the forward did use his self-heal. Of course, on the other hand, this means even if the cipher pops that, the forward will get up. However, like we saw, you could potentially use the forward to protect that cipher machine. However, with the priestess going down, getting stuck with his rescue as well, it definitely is looking really tricky for Lost Cipher here.
Calibration too. This is gonna be really tough. It's looking like a 4K here.
He's gonna get it. It's gonna get it.
He can pop it. It's up. This is really good for
Forward
survivors
is
because look, he has no
blocking
teleport.
there
They're
too.
using the speed boost. That borrowed time speed boost is so powerful. I don't know why Priest is pushing this gate, dodging the hit right there. Honor trying to last as long as he can. Gets a pallet stun
Done.
right here. This is gonna change the entire
Wow.
game right here. No teleport into play. Survivors can push back gate, and he will be too far out of reach of this sculptor. I don't know how that hit, but
I am quite surprised to see that. Was a terror shock as well. And like I said, forward used his self heal, so he's not able to pick himself up. That does mean this is definitely looking like a draw, unless, of course, John can catch up to the survivors here. The game
I don't know.
is
Sculptors.
halfway. There is definitely still an opportunity for John to win this match. However, at the same time, there is also an opportunity for these survivors to win this match.
Yeah,
Or at
it's a
the
very
very least,
dangerous
draw.
ground. Very dangerous ground for both sides right now. If this priestess cannot afford to get down right here, took one chip, one more, and that's gonna be it. Is it gonna be it? Priestess manages to dodge every single statue coming after that first hit. Very good job by her. This is huge for them because now without that chisel, Priestess can decode that gate for free. But however, she seems to be pushing middle broken, rotating around, knowing that John would push ceremony, and that was a really good move of the Priestess right there. Very good choice to rotate around and not get greedy for pushing the gate.
Yeah, definitely great game sense from Lost Cipher here, knowing that the chisel can prove very hard, especially since, of course, everyone is injured. So they have to be really careful about those chip hits. Those chisels can definitely kill their game if someone goes down here, especially since the forward is down too, is being picked up here by the priestess, but John doing a great job kind of sticking between the two gates and the forward, making sure that they are not really able to get the forward, and at the same time with that chisel protecting the gates, making sure that they cannot quite touch them.
Yeah, absolutely. John is
Oh,
doing a
priestess
very good
going
job of
down
center
too
of
now.
control. Oh man, John is having a really good center of control right here. This might just win him the game. He's gonna
Definitely.
push
Like,
Merc out.
Mercenary is trying to stall a little bit, knowing that this priestess has fast self healing, but she already as well used her self pick.
So Daza, John's center of control won him that game. Look how composed he was, downing the forward, killing the priestess, and just utilizing the fact that none of their self heals. That center of control. Control is the name of the game, and John played that game so well. His
Oh
control
yeah,
is beyond
definitely.
perfect. You would never figure Sculptor to be a hunter for control. That chisel, yeah, it's nice, but he usually doesn't control that well. But John using absolutely everything at his disposal to control this game. And Survivor's having a very strong opening kite with the psychologist, a very strong rescue as well, not having full presence, the good second save as well. Everything was so solid. It was that small event of having a survivor cheering on that last cipher that made John win this game. That mistake is what John worked with and did so quite beautifully. Wow.
Yeah, from that moment he managed to get that priestess chair onto the last cipher. It snowballed so quickly. John saw that opportunity. He said, "Alright, priestess going down in front of church. I know they are working on reception. I know that's where it's at. And for that reason, I'm
That's
gonna
where
chair
it's
the
at.
priestess there." And the game is gonna take place at reception, which also is not a strong kiting area at all. That area is definitely, especially with the sculptor, it's really narrow too, so it's fairly easier to place your statues and get some downs with that. So definitely really well played from John. A bit unlucky on that last cipher placement. Reception is not necessarily a cipher you want to keep as your last one, especially against a full presence sculptor. But sometimes, especially considering that the other ciphers were at the bottom breakable, which is an even worse cipher machine, and their other cipher was in fact graveyard, which is where the psychologist got chaired. So not a lot of options for them there, and that definitely did bite them back too.
Yeah, absolutely. That game was amazing, and I definitely thought that both sides played excellently. And it's just that small mistake of dying on the last cipher is the hugest determining factor of any sort of game here at IDV. Because if you give the hunter any sort of control, it makes it a lot harder for you to come back and for you to benefit truly off of your first opening.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, you do have to give it to Last Cipher as well, because, and I think I said so yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I've said so in the past too. Getting that first survivor out of the game in the first round can be huge. Essentially, looking at most NAEU matches, you see that the games are tending to result in 4-man eliminations in favor of the hunters. So you see a lot of 4-mans in the first, I'd say 2 rounds even. Sometimes round 2 can be a bit surprising, but especially round 1, you see a lot of 4-man eliminations. And with that, the fact that they can manage to get 1 man out of there gives a lot of room for Lost Cypher's Hunter to actually get a 4-man elimination and take this first match, which would put Lost Cipher at a lead in the first round, which can be great. Moral-wise, having that lead, it's great. But it will be harder for Team Tickle to come back from that.
Oh yeah, it will. But if anyone can do it, it's Team Tickle. They pulled out some crazy games against one of the best teams in this server, Legacy, yesterday, and I was quite surprised. I
mean, they managed to go into a 4th round against Legacy. That's insane. And I mean, you have to give it to Team Tickle. They were a bit off the underdog in the matchup. They did actually make it into winner's bracket, but essentially, of course, Team Tickle has amazing players on the roster. I'm not gonna lie, they have an amazing lineup. However, at the same time, they are a new team. They are not really used to playing together in this particular set of people. And for that reason, the fact that they can manage to take the game so far and actually can manage to basically keep themselves standing against a team like Legacy and maybe Lost Cipher too, they might actually come out on top if they can manage to turn this around, if they can manage to get a draw out of this match, which definitely is possible. We've seen it happen. But if they can manage that, they can take this first round as well. And from there on, it will be in Team Tickle's favor, and then it will be harder for Lost Cipher to turn the tie around.
It's just a matter of can they beat the hunter without restraints? Because when the hunter can play whatever they want, they're going to be the best of their character. Now, when that happens, it's like Daza said, usually that's why we see a correlation of 4-mans, 3-mans from hunter favors on first few rounds, because the hunter is playing what they know best. It is then when they start becoming limited where survivors find opportunity to, rebound, to show that they can do more. But like I said, round 1 picks are also very tough hunters, Dream Witch, Sculptor, Breaking Wheel, those types of. Yeah, I've even seen Breaking Wheel round 1. And plenty of things are very tough. Bonbon now becoming popular. And yeah, it's a matter of can the best beat the best.
Yeah, indeed. And I have to say that's one of the reasons why I love ICL. We are seeing some great teams. We are having some amazing players in here. And I mean, of course, you have teams like B4U and Define who sadly couldn't join this season. But at the same time, we have Legacy. We have Team Tickle, who has an amazing lineup. Lost Cipher, who has some amazing names on the roster as well. And then, of course, we have WLR. I mean, Fafa is absolutely insane. Getting 4-man eliminations with that Soul Weaver, that's something else.
Yeah, exactly. With a non-meta hunter out of rotation, you can actually get a 4-man, but that's incredible. Like, absolutely. And honestly, Daza, I like ICL because all these underrated teams are seeing these hidden treasures, hidden gems in the NAU server. These players that don't get nearly enough love on them. It's just they show that they can play with the best, and it's honestly great to see. And you just love to see all of them compete against each other. And here you can do that here at ICL, and I just love that so much. And we're gonna see a wildling this round, actually.
Wow. I mean, other than that, it is pretty much the same as we saw last match. Of course, only difference being the Priestess ban and then the Wildling coming in. I mean, Wildling is great if you need that one person escape, because that pick can prove very, very strong in case of clutching dungeon, for example. But at the same time, after his nerf, Wildling is of course not really what he used to be. Duration is a little less long, and it definitely did hurt him a little bit because we haven't seen him as much as well. So I'm really excited to see him come back to this first round. However, on the other hand, we do see something similar happen as we saw last round. We have Psychologist who will have to do a really good kite because Mercenary has the debuff, Forward has the debuff, Wildling has the coding debuff. So Cypher is kind of huge slow.
For a round one, Daza, this is a very risky move that we see Team Tickle going for right here. Very risky move. Because, like, when you lack that decoding, I'm surprised we didn't see at least maybe Prisoner or Explorer even. I'm surprised we didn't see them because it's very risky to rely on your Psychologist to do a very good kite, even though she's very powerful, very tanky, has a normal decode speed. Looks like she's going to be their best option to decode. So basically, they're making it very difficult for this hunter to get any sort of chase going on. So it's going to rely on the kite. The kite is the game of this team comp.
Indeed, indeed.
But for a first round, it's very high risk, high reward.
Yeah, definitely, because like we saw with the match before this, of course, I think that's a great example for this. Once the Psychologist goes down, of course, you have these really strong containment type characters, but you did see that they were down to 2 ciphers still when she went down. Even though she did a really good opening kite, because that opening kite was amazing. And the Mercenary then proceeded to just skip Tide Turner, not take any extra hits except for that one chip hit. So being put in that situation and seeing how the lack of cipher progression can hurt you back in the mid-game, because they are slow at decoding, it's definitely a bit of risk.
They're the turtle decoders. Turtle boys of the game. But it's definitely, I guess Team Tickle's very confident with their kiting, their rotation ability, all of that. Because what they're going to want to do, Daza, for best decoding power, they're going to want to keep Psychologists out of sight. They're going to want to force the Scorpion Chase out of the Wildling, the Forward, or the Mercy. And around one, having Sculptor available for this team comp will make it easier for her to manage as opposed to any other hunter that would be going against. Because if you want Dream Witch on this comp, let's be real here, you ain't going to get much at it. It's going to be very difficult for you to chase down these. So I'm honestly saying, Daza, a round 2 pick, maybe this would be really like strong. But when you have options in round 1 and the bans are, I'm surprised no Seer, no Prisoner, none of that, and it's a very risky move. However, I'm thinking their thought process is they think that last cipher will ban Psychologist when they can. Their next ban will be Psychologist. I think that's what they're thinking, so they want to try to get value out of that in this ban.
Also, I saw someone asking if they even used Postman in ICL. They actually did. Legacy went ahead and used Postman yesterday.
They did?
Yeah, they did, which I really love to see because Postman, actually, like they say, is pretty underappreciated. I'll be honest, I have to agree on that one. I think that the server did not really find the best use for Postman just yet. They're probably still kind of trying to make it work. But there's definitely a great number of uses for him, and we've seen him in IPLs too for that reason. So I was really excited to see that yesterday, and I hope they will bring out the Postman in the future as well.
Postman, he doesn't get much love, as you say. And honestly, he provides some value with that decode letter. But apart from that, I really don't see the value. But Daza, you go on, you do you. I just don't. I don't know. Postman, I don't really agree with. But if Legacy made it work, they made it work. So it's always cool to see unorthodox strategies, things that differentiate from the norm. I love all those things. And yeah, here we go.
All right,
Hunter's
let's
going to spawn reception, and Survivor's going to be in front and to the left. And what's going on?
Well, this
Oh, she switched
all right.
lady. So I guess we're having a little bit of issues right now. Bear with us, guys. Sometimes these things happen. But what I think, while we're here, we can discuss what the best move for the sculptor would be to do here. And as you saw, reception spawn is a very strong location for the sculptor because she has options. She can choose to push graveyard. She can choose to push middle broken, church, that area. If she pushes those areas, she will have a relatively easy time. As graveyard would usually be a very strong hiding area for any other hunter. For a sculptor, it's kind of dangerous because you can any kind of palette that you have to go to is leeway for her. Because palette, statue, window, statue. That's sculptor's thought process. And honestly, chasing graveyard for sculptor wouldn't be the worst thing. It really wouldn't. What do you think, Devin?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted trying to deal with the issue that is currently going on because the Hunters game, Galaxy Iris's game sadly crashed. So we are trying to get them back in, get the game started again. So my apologies for being distracted a bit on that.
No, absolutely. It's okay. My apologies for putting you on the spot when you're actually pretty busy. That's my bad, guys. That's my bad. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be these things happen, guys. Life is life. ICL is ICL. Like these things happen. Just bear with us, and yeah. Everyone's excited to see last Cypher to go down? What do y'all bets on? What are y'all betting on? I want to hear chat. What do y'all think will happen here? Whenever we get started, what do y'all think will take place? Where do you think Hunter's gonna push, and why? I know I sound like an English teacher right now, but sometimes it's cool. Have I played Bandori? No, I have not. Plum. I have not. Bandori. Joanna asks, if I name a team DN for these nuts, can I enroll for ICL? If you have a lineup, a hunter, and are your survivors, then I think any team can enroll. But if you don't have a solid lineup, Joanna, afraid it's gonna be a hard pass. Choosing blockers into what evil entity. I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate when players lag in ICL. We had to wait 48 hours. I mean, it's not that long, but like.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is going to take a bit for the reason that so Galaxy Iris lagged out. They made it back into the game, but we have to restart it because Galaxy Iris cannot move and they can also not surrender. So we have a triple rescue team comp that has to decode all 5 cipher machines. What is today?
Oh no! They're full rescuer.
Yeah, so this is going to take a little bit. I am very sorry about this.
We are so sorry, guys, but we will not keep you in the silence. We will not keep you guys high and dry. Just pull up a snack, pull up a book. It's gonna be a while. Write your English essay, write your math paper, whatever you need to do, guys. I suggest you do it. Take a cup of coffee. You guys have plenty of time. because it's wilding America forward and the psychologist decoding, guys. So
Oh yes, they could surrender.
they did.
We're finally seeing the surrender coming through. We are gonna restart the match as quickly as possible. Yeah, I'm very sorry about this. It sadly happens, but because of the huge delay we already had in the first place. Yeah,
Yeah, these things happen, y'all. It's
can move just go meta ice easy.
yeah,
I mean, that definitely is an option, isn't it?
it certainly is one, but I don't think it's a good option. I think it's just an option.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like back in the day, Mad Eyes used to be pretty strong. It was just really hard to pull off, and for that reason, you did not really see him a lot. But yeah, and then he got nerfed, which I think still is really unfortunate because that pretty much killed all opportunities for us to see Mad Eyes. We did see him last season being played by Billy from Legacy, but that's sadly all the Mad Eyes action we got.
Yeah. And also we got Mad Eyes in the old Call of the Abyss. We got Mad Eyes. I remember that. He was a really good Mad Eyes. He like trapped into a factory, blind walls perfectly. Like, oh, that was something.
I threw
The
Gorilla Glued Sculpture.
The Gorilla Glued Sculptor.
The Gorilla Glued Sculptor. Also, you see someone asking, can we get more 39 mercenaries? Who knows?
More 39 Merc? No, that one's gonna take too long again, because Merc is even worse. You know, team of 4 Merc, your decoding is actually rubbish. Oh, well, we're starting up again.
Yeah,
we got church spawn. Go ahead, Daza.
We are indeed seeing the church spawn forward at the god window. Rotating into Graveyard. This is already a pretty good start from Team Tickle. I would say Psychologist not being found first. Forward, of course, with that football, is able to do quite a good job at maintaining distance where needed.
Good patience by Ford right there. Very good patience knowing that she would try to statue him off on the other side. Good patience and knowing that he can make that vault because of his character. Wow, what a good nod by Ford right there. Say, if you're going to statue, I'm simply just going to wait and then I can vault freely because your swing is too slow to catch up with my fast vault.
Yeah, look at the distance that the forward has. He did bring a 3-9 build, so that broken windows really gave a lot of distance. However, Psychologist is being found here.
Psychologist can still do a very long kite dive. Like I said, she can take 6 statues, 4 statues in a hit, or 2 statues in 2 hits.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you do have to keep that last match in mind, even though she can do a pretty good opening kite. Having to kite into, well, 3 rescuers decoding.
Free hit's gonna hurt her a lot. That free hit's gonna make this kite a lot shorter than it needed to be. Definitely is. And there it is. A short kite with 3 rescuers.
However, you do have to keep in mind there is a little bit left of her ability. So, in case, let's say, the forward would go for that first rescue, knowing he does not have Kite Turner, she could heal up just a little bit and would actually make it so that Galaxy Iris needs to land a statue and a regular hit.
Daza, this would be, however, a very risky strategy because if they choose to rescue her here, what they're doing is they could accidentally feed the sculptor. If this rescue goes off and the psychologist doesn't kite much longer afterward from the forward, this rescue would have been meaningless and only provided a boost for this hunter right here.
Oh yeah, definitely. But at the same time, if the forward can manage a stun on chair, which is not gonna happen, it's actually the mercenary who also carries 3-9. So we're actually having that 3-9 mercenary coming in. There you go. Brevi coming back with that broken windows mercenary.
But like I said, the psychologist right here will go down instantly, and the sculptor is now already full presence. This is not a very ideal, and I think I'm gonna say it's safe to assume the Wildling is the only one with tide on this team because this is their strategy. Team Tickle right here has planned to have the psychologist get chased. This is why Forward and Mercenary are running 39, so they can rescue and have them have that green bubble activate for them to do that rebound height. This is the mindset of Team Tickle right here, but unfortunately it just did not pay off as Galaxy Iris got the next down relatively fast.
Yeah, beautiful job from Galaxy Iris, basically outplaying the psychologist's ability here. The Wildman getting stuff for the rescue!
That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be
This is
huge.
huge. This is now. I mean, of course, psychologists didn't do a long kite. However, Forward did kind of lay it out already, waste a lot of time without taking any hits or whatsoever. But the Wildling getting stuff definitely puts them at a huge disadvantage. Now they have one last cipher that barely has been started on.
With decoder team comp too, which makes it very difficult for them to do. So in this case, we have the mercenary getting tagged right here. The rescue goes on very nicely by this forward, and there it is. No tide. Now showing its disadvantages, its drawbacks. While the advantage would be for the psychologist, if she could not last long enough to do a significant fight, it would be very difficult. Very nice blink by Galaxy Iris. This pallet's gone. This Wildling's dead. We're in calculations by Galaxy Iris right here, blinking a Wildling, saying even though you will not go down right here, you will not have a pallet to turn to, and that was
Yeah, this is gonna be really rough having that palette not being available and seeing as that sculptor didn't use blink just yet, so they weren't even sure if the sculptor had blink, but doing a great job using it. Forward not gonna take any risks going in for that instant rescue. However, it does mean Wildling is immediately gonna go down once again, and that means he will be eliminated. Mercenary has been able to decode so far, but since it's just a mercenary, not that much they can do. On the topic of decoding, we see 66%. It's not enough. They can definitely push for that 4-man elimination here.
Yeah, definitely. And this would put Team Tickle in a worse position because, as we saw last time, got at least one survivor out the gate. But Team Tickle, if they get 4 men, it's going to be very difficult for them to make any sort of comeback against last Cypher. There's the down on the board right here. Galaxy Iris can choose to go for a slug strategy, but it looks like they will be sharing them. This is risky.
Yeah, it's not best to go for the slug strategy here because probably Galaxy Iris already saw that Cypher bleeding quite a bit. Probably knows by now that it is almost prime, so it's better to just share that forward and make sure to at least get that 3-man elimination, because if this results in a draw, it is going to be really hard for Cypher to turn it around once again. You do not want to go get that, get behind the other team, not this early into the game.
No, absolutely not. Going for these all-out plays are very risky plays. It looks like Galaxy Iris is here playing it safe. So look at what the Merc is just dancing around this Tinnitus right here, beautifully rotating right around it. But he is spotted right here. This is a whole Metal Gear Solid Snake Eyes moment right here.
Yeah, and we do know the Cypher has been popped, so that means that Galaxy Iris has that detention available, which can definitely hurt the Mercenary here. Seems like Galaxy Iris is gonna catch up to that dungeon before the Mercenary can.
One elbow pad in a dream. That's all that Rebby has right here. This is a huge moment for Team Tickle right here.
This could not
intercepts the elbow pad. Intercepts the elbow pad, and here goes the downfall of Team Tickle, resulting in a 4-man elimination. Beautiful job from both sides. However, Daza, like I said, this 3-decoder psychologist comp was a very risky move from the start. And unfortunately, they were not rewarded for playing this game.
I must say I'm quite surprised, actually, that the Mercenary chose to go in with that Cypher pop for the reason sculptors do tend actually to bring detention, so they might have figured like maybe Galaxy Iris won't, but it's still a huge risk. If the Mercenary opted to not pop that Cypher machine right there, he would have an easier time to get to the dungeon because he wouldn't have to risk getting that detention hit, which means that he can take 2 statues and a regular hit and still make dungeon because of that delayed injury.
Absolutely, Daza, you have a very good point right there. Because once he saw that chair go off, he doesn't need to pop. He doesn't need to pop it. He can threaten the cipher, which is what we saw him do. But going on full on popping it was just not the best move right there. Because having that chair be done, there's no longer a reason for you to pop it. You gain nothing, no value from that pop, and instead you give the hunter value, which was very unfortunate, very small misstep from Revy, but it did end up costing him that dungeon escape.
Yes, indeed. Also, I think we might have to go into a quick intermission here. Olive is actually going to take over for me, sadly, once again. I cannot continue to commentate as I am not feeling my best, so I'm just going to take it easy today and only keep it to this first round. I will definitely be watching, and I hope all of you will be watching this with me, but I won't be commentating. I will give it to Miki and Olive here, knowing they will do an amazing job, and I hope all of you will have a great time watching this match unfold and be as excited as I am to see which of these two teams is going to go match against Fusion, because Fusion was the one that lost against WLR. The results are finally in. Fusion is going to play in the second matchup, but we'll have to figure out if it's going to be against Lost Cypher or if it's going to be against Team Tickle, and which of these two teams have to leave the stage on these playoffs.
Absolutely. It's going to be a huge event to determine, a huge sight to unfold, and it's just something I'm overall looking forward to. Because these two are playing on very even playing grounds, very interesting strategies, very dangerous moves, and honestly, very strong hunters as well. All the foundations are there. The game is set and is now only the determining factors. And also, huge thanks to Daza for being here, even though she's sick. Like, man, you do so much for this community. You do so much for ICL. Daza, you're amazing. You're our rock.
Oh, thank you, Miki.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I really love doing this. If this is the thing I can do to help this server out, then I will gladly do that. So yeah, but thank you all for your support, and I will definitely see you around. Once again, I hope you have a lot of fun, and I will maybe see you next week in the finals.
All right. Thanks, Daz. Take it easy, okay? Get well soon. All right. So, yeah, here we are. We're just chilling. We're waiting for the next round to get off. But what did you guys think were the correct choices to make right there? What do you guys say could have been done better? But honestly, I think both sides played really well. Unfortunately, that wildling getting stuff was a huge event in this match, determining the fate, the tide of the match. As soon as that stuff went down, we knew that for a full rescuer comp, it would be very difficult. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So. All right. Gotcha. So anyway, like I said, guys, what do you guys think will happen here? Because it's honestly a pretty even tide when you have two people who like teams like Last Cipher, teams like Tickle, who play on such that even playing ground. It's not a seesaw, y'all. It's literally flat ground. It's not a seesaw. One is not significantly stronger than the other. Anything can happen. And these are the games that are the most exciting to watch because, having.
I'm here now. They can hear me too. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, Olive.
Hi.
Welcome.
Sorry, just wanted to say hi so it wasn't like a randomly sorry for cutting you off. You can continue now.
No, absolutely. No. Yo, guess what?
Oh,
Venom, Let There Be Carnage is coming to theaters this Thursday.
this Thursday, damn.
This Thursday.
Yeah, I probably will not watch it in theaters because I do not leave my house. But
What? You don't leave your house?
no, no, and I do not have to.
Oh wow. Must be nice. I go to college, so definitely I do have to leave my house or end up a lot of the time. But you seem to have it pretty leniently.
Yeah, I also assume that I will be in charge of the custom. So I'm just gonna put
Gotcha. Do you want me to join this time around, or do you want me to like?
Up to
You
you.
still
I'm still gonna be
okay?
streaming. It looks weird, but like I'm still streaming.
Okay, gotcha.
You can see it, right?
Yes, I can.
Thumbs up.
It doesn't look weird. It looks normal.
Yeah, well, it just looks weird because it looks like I have my camera on, which I do not. It's just a virtual camera. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh wait. Oh, so Daza's in charge of this. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I don't.
Yes, I'm in game now. Just saying.
Okay. I will invite you. All right, but yeah, we are going to be seeing a round 2 soon. They're just going through the bands currently. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Olive, when you were watching from the sidelines, what did you think of the games? Did you think that like anything could have done better? Did you think that you know?
I definitely think that like both sides did do very great, but specifically from the like Galaxy side of things, I do feel like Galaxy could have had a much stronger win if he had chosen to pressure that Merc Cypher rather than chasing the forward. I understand what the mindset of it was. It was to like get that down as fast as possible so that and hope they don't pop it. But I feel like in the long run, just in case it was further than it could have started as, or like just in case in any situation, just like making sure to continue pressuring that cipher, and then also use it. There's a few times where Galaxy did get that tinnitus, but instead of using their statues immediately to try and pinpoint where that merc was, they just seemed to look around, which I think I understand. Like in that moment, there's a lot going on in your brain, but just like things to keep in mind. I'll possibly get that stronger win. But yeah, definitely.
Oh wow. That is definitely something I did not realize. You were 100% right about that. But like you said, it was a very risky move for him to keep chasing that Merc, because what if Merc ended up kiting him?
Yeah. If the forward had gone down even like a few seconds later, it would have been like practically a guaranteed one man. Like obviously not guaranteed, but it would have been a strong possibility for that one man because he would have had to chase down that forward once again. And better to not get into that situation.
Yeah, it's better you don't like risk it all, because if you leave that forward, where is he gonna go?
Yeah.
You know where the cipher the pressure needs to be. You know forward has low decode. You know that regardless if he starts a new one or not, that he will struggle with getting it up to par with the hunter's pacing. And when you know all this, you can make that choice. Very good insight by you all.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
This is why Olive was like one of the first commentators of ICL. They are so smart. So smart. Like, yes, I did not think of that. Like wow, you're the genius giraffe of our.
I forgot you called me a giraffe. Yeah. Yeah.
Olive is our favorite genius giraffe genius of ICL.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an interesting question for you.
Oh, yeah.
Are your archways like you have to duck to get under archways at your house? Are they
I have fairly big doors. I do.
Ah, so I see.
Yeah.
That's really funny,
Interesting question, but yeah. No.
Because like for me, my dad made this joke that if I grew too much, I will bump my head on the outside archway. Because he was like, careful, you don't grow too tall. And I was like, it's not Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm not.
I don't know. Could be Jack and the Beanstalk.
Ooh,
nice. Yeah, no. Luckily, my doors are very tall.
You still live up the Beanstalk. That's really cool, honestly, all of that. You have a huge game. Does it feel like you're entering like a palace every time though, with huge doors and everything, like huge doorways and stuff, tall doorways?
No.
Because usually when I enter buildings and huge archways, I always have this feeling that like I'm in like this. Because the last time I've seen like a building with high archways, it was the Vatican I went to in Europe.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
sorry to interrupt you, but it does seem like we've already started going into those bans from the...
No, absolutely. Yeah, interrupt me. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I got the wrong map. Oops, that's okay.
Oh, no.
They will be playing on Moonlight. And so we start off with that strong mech priestess ban, understandably on a map such as Moonlit, just guaranteeing that you don't have that easy support, easy transition around the map. Followed by, there's not too much there.
No, there's not double mercenary, guys. It's not meta. It's not possible.
Not possible at all. Yeah, followed by that Merc and Seer lock-in. Seer, very great support, especially since they were banning that chip hunter of Sculptor. But they still could risk something such as a bomb, but on a map such as Moonlit, which already lacks a lot of map pressure overall, a map as big as this one can certainly struggle with bombs. But yeah, anything to say?
I'm thinking he's gonna go first Percy. I really think he's gonna go first Percy. Banning the priestess here, banning the mechanic here is a very high indicator of a Percy. You do not want Cypher Rush. Also banning Psychologist, stopping any sort of across map heals. You don't want Cypher Rush. You don't want healing. You don't want anything easy. When you're surviving against a Percy, your priority is to keep your health up. And when there's someone's down, your priority is to let them self-heal and Cypher Rush. Percy gets Cypher Rush. Any way he can stop this is a way that he should take. Go on.
Yeah, no, I definitely, Percy does get Cypher Rush, especially since, like, now that they have that lock-in of that prisoner, I'm not quite sure if they will go that Percy, but that would certainly be a strong choice. Especially if you're confident in that hunter, but it does seem like they will be, not a sculptor, oh my god, I'm crazy today. They will be going for that Wu Chang instead of the sculptor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wu Chang? Wait a minute, Wu Chang? This is a very risky thing to do already. Because while Wu Chang does have very significantly strong map pressure on this map, he doesn't have very fragile targets to chase. In the end of the day, he can switch around targets as many as he wants, but he's gonna need to get one on that chair. And with a team comp like Wildling, Mercenary, Seer, Prisoner, your best bet is the Prisoner. But zeroing on your best bet to be one survivor is very risky. So Wu Chang can be risky here. Let's see what John can pull out with this Wu Chang. I've never seen him play it before, so I'm very excited. I'm surprised we didn't see Percy Jackson. He's very good Percy Jackson.
He is a very...
Yeah, for sure. We've seen him pull it out on every season against AP. He eliminated AP with his plays, actually, so it was very But like you said, the commentators are me and the lovely Olive, and we're going to see how things go and unfurl on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Spawn is going to also have a huge influence for the week.
Especially because if he goes to teleport onto a target and his first target is something like a Wildling, while he's still in a good position because he's able to teleport around as much as possible, the Wildling is certainly going to make it harder because he can simply hop on the floor. He does few presence, but catching up to a Wildling can be quite difficult. So it'll be interesting to see. However, if he goes on to his easiest target to find first will be that prisoner, especially if they opt to go for that assistant aim from Seer, because he can simply give the owl, if the prisoner is not able to kite long enough, and he does go down early, we will see a Wu Chang with a lot of presence already at the first down. But yeah, we do have a behind tent spawn with the prisoner getting that death spawn. Fourth stop is a horrible place to spawn, especially if you're the weakest target, because that means the second they get on you, you have barely time to rotate.
Just 2 pallets, that's all you have. Having 2 pallets to work with here, not being very good pallets as well against Black Wu Chang, who breaks pallets like it's his day job. It's very difficult to get really anything. Not even going to choose the... Look, he's cutting him off. He's forcing Walmart to kite in this really bad area. Very good job by John right there. But Walmart now has access to 4th stop pallet, which is really good. But can you make it? Yes, he can. But he's gonna walk around. But look at that disrespecting of the pallet. Very good job by Walmart with that shock right there. And he's gonna eat the hit.
The pallet. Unfortunate for the survivors, but very good read from John for being able to guess that he'll actually be able to throw down that pallet rather than getting juked and minding once again. But yeah.
From what I'm seeing, it looks like. Are we sure this is John? This looks like all for one playing on John's account. Like, what is going on here? Like, sheesh.
Yeah, no, honestly, seeing that far swim did surprise me. I was like, is this one? But there we go, getting that down. Very good start from that Wuchang, especially as the survivor, as the ciphers. Oh, we do actually have 3 ciphers close to popping. So the survivors are still in a great position. Even with those 2 slow decoders.
Yeah, definitely. Because also, like I said, that very good disrespect by John. By the way, you see that double pallet disrespect? He disrespected it not once but twice, walking right through and getting that kill on the prisoner. But a free rescue. Ooh, this is detrimental for Wuchang.
Yeah, no,
Definitely needs to be very careful with this umbrella. Catches barely clips the prisoner's knowledge on his umbrella. And this is very good for him because now he knows exactly where he is, and this free rescue will no longer be very costly. However, Bell will admit, knowing that they have a pallet right there is very risky to go through with.
Very good
Awesome.
assist
What a play!
Wildling. While maybe giving him a presence, like pushing that pushing that Wuchang away from that prisoner, allowing him to get time to try and transition to a stronger fighting area, more away from the ciphers, especially since a lot of the ciphers on this map have been completed. So yeah, very good play by the survivors.
Yeah, indeed. And we do have 3 ciphers up right now, which is very dangerous for this Wuchang. Tunneling is a very dangerous strategy for Wuchang, especially. Like you said, though, the first kill is really important. Oh, you notice why Walmart touched that cipher back at 4th? He did it to get his next charge. And this was very good communication by these survivors here, because that charge brought him all this time, and he's all the way at God Kite now. Wow, very good strategy from Walmart here. He could just tap that cipher and get himself that charge.
Yeah, certainly the planning of this match very good for the survivors.
Cipher.
Despite the fact that there's 2 ciphers left, one of them is almost popped, and the other one is getting to around only around the 25 mark, which isn't the strongest position for that survivors, but Walmart did a great job of dying away. Despite having this 1 cipher here, it was popping that was most likely communicated to the rest of the team, and so Walmart knew that it was okay to transition towards that God Kite area and just get away as far away as he can before getting down, so that he has that time to pop it. But yeah, very good play by the survivors.
Yeah, honestly, very good differentiating between the palette strategies to John. It's huge at Wuchang. What you want to do with Wuchang, since you're not given much in your toolkit, you need to be very good at fundamentals. Fundamentals of like are going to be what's very important. You got David doing a very nice body block right there. 1 cipher remaining, looking like it's almost done right there. Wow, what about from John? But look, the whole team, last cipher is right here just chilling.
Especially with that last cipher at around 90%. Body blocking. Oh, getting him stuck.
He had him trapped for a bit.
Body blocking that prisoner is a very smart plan. Smart play for the survivors. Ooh.
First prime, and John doing a very good pallet step back right there. Very good movement.
Making sure that he's just outside of that. Making sure that he's just outside of that pallet before picking up. Working for that pallet zone. Honestly, the smarter decision from the survivors there would have been going for a force heal, because since he's white guard, he cannot pallet stun or something like that. Ooh, nice! Making him hit that chair. Great job from the survivors.
Oh, wow. That cipher is already primed. Honor's being very patient with this pop team. Last cipher is trying their best to get the perfect pop, the perfect setup for them to avoid any sort of confrontation. And there it is, the perfect setup. He's all the way running off the bridge now. And John is running right to gate because he knows that with time given this setup, they had to have something planned. Bell is not up. He can make it. He doesn't make it. He doesn't make it. This is huge for John right here. He's not even gonna bother chasing the prisoner because he knows what will happen. He instead catches survivors off guard. Wow, what a
Yeah, no, Wuchang definitely, because of his abilities and things like that, he certainly capitalizes on that jump scaring of the survivors, of making sure that they don't know he's coming, which is another reason why he struggles a lot with that strong communication of a four-man, because they're able to communicate, oh, he's using his umbrella, he's getting away, he's doing all of these things, so that's one reason why he struggles, but very good job on the survivors for waiting that out, and while he did get that seer down, getting that a strong three-man, very good position for them.
last cipher. Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, John right there was a little insecure about his rescue, his chair right there. Unfortunate. He had a relatively okay early game. I wouldn't say it was the strongest considering a lot of ciphers did indeed get completed, but it wasn't the worst either. Unfortunately, John played Wuchang with the mindset of any other hunter, and it wasn't really about pressuring and getting damage. He wasn't playing it like a Dream Witch because the Wuchangs that play like Dream Witches are usually the most dangerous. However, it's a very risky strategy to play, like you said. I understand why John went with his strategy that he did. Unfortunately, I just don't think it was as beneficial to him as he wanted it to be.
Yeah, no, certainly. Hunters such as Breaking Wheel may have been like stronger in this position than Wuchang because while Breaking Wheel is not like the same character, they do tend to actually have the same playstyle of just getting around the map as quickly as possible and being able to get those fast downs, just relying on cutting people off and things like that, which both the Wheels and Wuchang's excel in. So going a character such as that may have been smarter for Team Tickle in the long run, but the plays that they did do certainly put them in a good position. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I honestly did not expect something like that. Well, last cyber's communication is amazing. You notice, like,
Yeah.
it's like orchestrated. All of their plans are like orchestrated. I say this a lot, but when I say that plans seem orchestrated, it means they're beautifully like it's a compliment. It's
Yeah.
definitely hard to do. It takes time. It takes knowledge of just each other, play styles, and how you accommodate. And honestly, I feel like last Cypher they've accommodated quite well to each other. For a team that doesn't even live with each other, like in China team, they play very well. They play very, very well.
Yeah, no, they certainly did a great job, and you could like see the way that they excel in that communication because for example, on the first chair with the prisoner, communicating that, making that mercenary go in for that bait to like distract the hunter while that wildling snuck in and got that free rescue on the prisoner. That was amazing because if Merc had gone in, if he had, obviously if he had used his other pads to not get double hit, it still would have put them in a more difficult position because he would have been already directly on that prisoner. He would not have been able to get that charge. He would not have been able to get as much transition time as he did. But that communication allowed them to the prisoner to definitely redemption kite longer than he may have been able to if it was the mercenary who had rescued him. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because you see here that free rescue was pretty huge.
Yeah.
But John did very well. John knowing his knowledge of they would run to, where they would really run to by after that chair. Very good game sense by him. And like I said, very beautiful movement. Movement. It's honestly something that is huge, 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 huge in this game. Like when you're hunting, your movement is everything. Any sort of wasted movement is extra cipher progress.
Mm-hmm.
And John demonstrates his fundamentals quite well because his movement was not at all wasted. He didn't walk around randomly. He didn't guess where they were. He knew they were. Unfortunately, it was just down to the fact that last cipher very good communication. It is a Wu Chang. Wu Chang is notorious for getting kited, for getting cipher rushed.
Yeah, no. yeah, this game is certainly one of just time in general. But it does seem like we are going to be getting into those bands once again. It does look like we will be having Saber Hunt for the second round for
Olive and Bunny.
I did. There you go.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it does look like we will be having Saber Hunting this round rather than Galaxy or Pit. So that'll certainly be interesting to see, especially since it is second round. We'll most likely be seeing that Sculptor band. So we will be getting to see Miki playing out for that second round. Hunter, what do you think we're going to see, Miki?
Naiad. Naiad. Saber is notorious for practicing his Naiad. He bans 4 when he does it, and he has a very solid control.
It does seem like we will be seeing a Merc Priestess band this round, however, rather than a forward Merc or a forward Priestess.
Yeah, absolutely. I almost accepted when on the Survivor side, y'all about to get tournament gameplay of me. I would have been kind of.
Change of plans, we will be seeing a Naiad ban. Rather than a Sculptor ban, they're letting Saber play that Sculptor. I feel like they're trying to capitalize on the fact that she has been getting banned a lot, especially since the higher you get more bans. So just betting on the fact that those bans will not allow Saber to play at his peak, so.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Although he may not be as experienced as Sculptor fundamentally is a better hunter.
Oh yeah, no. And while he may not be getting that that practice lately, he's still I feel like he still has it in him. That
riding a bike, absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
Saber was notorious for having a very strong Sculptor. Was top 1 Sculptor for countless seasons.
Yeah.
I can remember him trying to do it. He was very hardworking.
At least like 2 points above all the other hunters.
Yeah, exactly. That lead of like 2K points, like that's ridiculous. So you should underestimating Saber's ability to play Sculptor even with these bans is a very risky strategy to go with.
Yeah, no.
Because what you're doing is giving him Sculptor. Giving anyone Sculptor is a very dangerous thing to do.
Like just as you're saying, giving anyone Sculptor, like even if obviously if they just pick someone, maybe a little bit but even like the most mediocre of Sculptors, because of the fact that she does have that strong ability of that once like she has that full presence, she's such a hard character to kite, and then also she does have that map control of using that chisel, even on a map such as Moonlit. It's very risky. Yeah. We'll be seeing a forward psychologist lock in from the Survivor side. So yeah, having that forward to make sure that you have that support plus such a strong rescue against Sculptors. They're most likely expecting that Sculptor now, and then having that psychologist as a very wonderful support. Because while she does eat chips normally and can go down a lot easier, she still is such a great character because she doesn't go down as fast as other survivors tend to do as well. She does have that support of if she's not first chase, she can heal up a forward, she can heal up any rescuers, anyone that may need that heal in order to potentially harass or rescue, or if the kiter is able to get enough distance from, for example, a forward stun or a priestess portal, she's able to heal them from anywhere on the map, meaning that she can heal them up instant they're back ready to kite again. So yeah, very good character.
I definitely think that I know the mindset of Team Tickle right here. I'm guessing they want to say that they can kite Sculptor, judging how open of a map Moonlit is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking they want to use that in the open strategy, and that's what they're going for. Especially given that we have a mercenary and a priestess ban, I think.
Yeah, we do have a Merc Priestess ban.
Yes, a Merc Priestess ban. Depending on the third pick of ban that Saber will go for, it's gonna be very hard to tell what the next pick of Team Tickle are going to be. Because it's all down to this. This is a huge important moment of this game, especially since Team Tickle does have a very very weak lead right now because John did unfortunately get 3 man escape. So they're going to be playing for as much survivors as they can.
We will see that other ban being that Seer, which, while she can easily just statue off an owl, Seer is such a great counter character to Sculptor, because they essentially counter each other in my mind, because if the owl is mistimed, she can easily just statue off, well, she just gets extra presence from it, but if the owl is used correctly, where you kite in the open, you kite towards the Sculptor and just kind of force her to hit it, you allow that transition time, you take away that early down, and make that attack recovery be imminent, so yeah.
Yeah, that's an imminent effort.
Alright,
So,
we will be seeing a Magician,
Ah.
and a...
I'm thinking we see the Magician from Revy as we see Revy practices his Magician.
Yeah, most likely we're seeing a Magician and a Gravekeeper, which honestly quite an interesting team comp for a Sculptor, because while in this comp, honestly the only one who truly counters Sculptor is that forward with that stun on share technique, because I'm not quite sure how useful Magician is against a Sculptor. I haven't really seen it utilized. What do you think about this, Miki?
No, I mean, Gravekeeper is unfortunately kind of weak to Sculptor because he does get clapped. He definitely, if you're not careful and you try, she predicts that you're going right through the pallet with your shovel, she's going to take you out of the shovel with no hit recovery. And that is very dangerous for him. Magician, I'm pretty sure it's the closed distance, but I'm surprised we didn't see things like First Officer. I'm thinking he would have been a better pick against Sculptor, considering that if he does get hit in his Hypnosis Cloak, he will get a 5-second grace to get that rescue off no matter what happens to him. So it honestly would have been a much safer pick. But with this team comp, I'm just quite surprised to see Gravekeeper of all things. I think that's what has me kind of interested right now is the Gravekeeper.
Yeah, no, that'll be... Especially because, he's just such a presence feeder, so, yeah.
A presence feeder against someone you don't want to feed presents.
Yeah.
Like throwing gas in the fire. You don't want to do it.
Yeah, no. It's okay, what do you mean? The oil will definitely...
Oh yeah, you're right. It smoothens out the fire. Yeah, absolutely. See, all smart. See, they know exactly.
Alright, so, we will not be seeing a Sculptor, apparently. Apparently, we will be seeing a Bloody Queen, so...
Bloody Queen! So Saber looks like... But here's the problem with Bloody Queen. I'm very interested by this choice because forward counters, mirror, run. Psychologist counters can take 3 mirrors instead of 2. Magician being a weak link, he can't...
I'm pretty sure he uses his wand, he becomes, his main body becomes, unaware towards his, invisible slightly to the mirror, where she can, just see, the wand question mark, I'm pretty sure. So...
I'm guessing the reason why Saber picked BQ is because he wanted a strong time. His team did do a very good victory against John, so he just wants a strong time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's mine.
Yeah, wanting to flex those BQ skills, especially since we will be seeing the Isabella skin. So I like this skin a lot. I know it just came back, but you don't?
I don't.
Why don't you like the skin?
It's creepy. All of it's creepy. Look at her. It reminds me of the teacher that would just punish you for no reason back in elementary school.
Intimidation tactic. That's what it is.
Literally, that's what this is going for. It also looks very resembling of what's that word? Marionette type dolls. It's very resembling of them. Porcelain dolls.
Interesting. I've seen edits where people make the eyes closer and it looks... Oh, once again we have this death spawn for the survivors. Having that also not towards that force top. Interesting choice from Saber, but going for that Magician on the bridge. Does work out in Saber's favor, as I do feel like the Magician still is one of the better chases to go for first. Oh,
Doesn't opt to
oh
go
no,
for
it does
the...
seem like we will be seeing that rotation towards two-story.
Oh yeah, he's gonna find the Gravekeeper right there. Very good rotations by the Team Tickle right here. Should not vault
Very
that.
nice
Okay,
mirror.
good. Oh
Very
wow,
good
what
job
a
on Saber's
move.
part.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was not able to make it so he could flip and land right outside. But he did indeed get a very good first hit on this Gravekeeper. And Morningstar almost not paying attention. That's another mirror. Mirror and he's dead. Mirror and he's dead.
Yeah.
That's literally what's going to happen right here.
Okay, we have 2 seconds and the mirror is back up again. All she needs to do... getting a surprise by the direction he takes, but still gets him down with that mirror. Very good play on Saber's part early down. Great job
Very
for
early
the Bloody Queen. She's in a strong win position now.
The Hunter's in very strong position right now. Magician being highlighted is not ideal for Saber. However, he can still work around this. He doesn't really need to worry about it, considering that Miki, she's a tie hunter. She really is not about stuffing rescue. She's more about making sure they go off as fast as possible. Try to get the hill.
She's leaving the chair first, which means that Ford will be getting a free rescue.
Before half too. This is very bad choice by Saber, unfortunately, because if you let them get that free rescue, they have a higher chance of rebounding, buying more time, and the stun goes off. If Grave can reach the stairs before the mirror, then it's going to be huge. But it looks like Grave's not going to.
Looks like he's just going towards the front of very nice down from Saber once again, guaranteeing that fast down. Plus, that Gravekeeper no longer has any trouble, so she is full presence. Wait.
I don't really think it matters very much. Her mirror is the most powerful factor on her. She already has it at the start. So I already do. Presence, DQ, I really don't.
Miki.
But here's the thing on all of it. What we see here is why didn't the Gravekeeper go for the stairs? I honestly don't know.
I don't know. Maybe thinking you could go. Miki.
Yeah.
Did you chance notice that Saber was carrying insult in the beginning of the game?
Was he?
Because we did not see a hit on that Ford, because we have not seen a heal up from the psychologist, and Ford only gives not Ford. Gravekeeper only gives 4 hits max, and nobody else has been hit other than the Gravekeeper. But Saber does tend to be is Saber carrying an influence BQ build?
I don't know. We're gonna have to check on the survivor's perspective. There's really only one way. No, I do not think he is. Also, very nice coaster by Red. I switched to a survivor's perspective. They did not have the confined grasp build. I think it's the Gravekeeper feeding, like you said, Gravekeeper being a feed character. I think that's what he did.
Interesting. I'll need to walk out a little bit. Yeah. If I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was carrying influence, but
he doesn't have the trait that would show up that comes in instance.
Oh, so close. Almost getting that hit on that Magician. Sorry for changing the topic, but very nice use of the blink.
Oh, what a blink! What a blink blocking off that route right there, but unfortunately you cannot use blink to avoid the forward right here, so he's gonna face the wrath of this forward, unfortunately. But there's 2 sabers remaining. Progress there's one of them, and the last one is now being worked on by this psychologist. So Ford's gonna have to wait quite a while for this rescue to go off. Magician's chair nerf is gone now, so he doesn't have to worry about stuff, get terror shock.
Honestly, the best position for the survivors here would be to perchance avoid the detection of the BQ throughout this match, and then wait until the psychologist is able to prime it, to be honest. Because while you can certainly go for a rescue, unless Saber allows for a free rescue once again. No, will not be doing that. It does seem like they are going to wait for that cypher to be primed. Saber's switching to teleport so that it's up faster, and that he's able to use it for that endgame. All he has to do is make sure that he wastes the time in order to be able to use that teleport endgame. And there will be some damage again. Saber is most likely guaranteed this tie here.
There's the block going off. Looking like a strong tie for Saber right here. Like we said, that this is probably his goal in the end. There's the magician. There's the down. Jer and the psychologist being kind of close to the hunter.
Oh, yeah, it does seem like this will actually maybe a three-man for Saber because this magician is dead on chair and psychologist is here with no
He's in a
escape.
very bad position.
Mhm.
This is unfortunate. Looking like Saber, last cipher right here is gonna go with a strong three-man. Saber knows exactly what the psychologist is. Blink's not quite ready. The coaster's there though. And Saber take it. Saber misses the coaster.
Missing the coaster.
But wow, what a
Oh, very nice
transformation.
mirror.
Oh my goodness gracious. Went right back onto the psychologist. Saber utilizing the absolute threshold of this mirror. Wow.
Especially because in this position, all Saber has to do is make sure that she's not able to get towards this gate by
This is the swing.
Saber does have that mirror at use already. Yeah, cutting off that psychologist, making sure that he cannot make it to the gate. All Saber's do is. Ooh, very nice hit from Saber, very good, guaranteeing that three-man. Their team is. I'm pretty sure it's the second round they've won. I'm pretty sure it does mean a win for last cipher over Team Tickle.
Yeah, that's it. Last Cipher remains victorious now. Congratulations, Last Cipher. Team Tickle unfortunately did have very rough start to their hunting game and their survivor game of this match. And honestly, it all came down to survivor mistakes and hunter choice. Root Chang is not something you want to use when you need strong securing like victories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely could have whipped out his bonbon, could have whipped out his Percy, then would have been better. Anything with stronger chase, fortunately, would have been more beneficial.
Lack that chase at this time.
Exactly, he does like that chase. So, Team Tickle, unfortunately, they played very well this season. I definitely am proud of them for hitting them. This goal from getting all the way here, congratulations to them. It is nothing to cry about. They did amazing. They should need to refurbish, replenish, and they're a very solid team. They're a very solid team, and with just a little more time, a little more practice and experience, I think that they can definitely play it. Because they took Legacy to a round 4. That is nothing to laugh at. They did amazing.
Yeah, they did do great with that Legacy match. I'm gonna invite you to the room rather than the custom, so I don't have to invite you anymore. There you go. Very great.
Okay.
Wait, oh, sorry, stand there. But yeah, I do think we will be going into the. I'm pretty sure. I actually don't know who it's against. I think it's Team Tickle question mark versus. It's one of the teams versus Fusion. I know that much.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the winning team or the losing team.
Yeah, let me just get that.
I'll be right back. I think I'm gonna get something.
Yeah, you get something to eat. I will check out and on the chat see what's going. She hit him out of the shop.
Thanks, Olive. You're the best.
Yes, she did hit him out of the shop. Oh, I'm bad at math, guys. Thank you. Yeah, no, you're right. Saber did not carry insolence. It was the 2 shovels plus the first down, which is 2 hits, plus the second down, which is a 30. I'm good at math, guys. I'm very good at math. I forgot that the grave did not die on chair. We're good. We're good. Okay. Also, I think. Okay, according to Daza, we will be seeing Last Cipher play Fusion, so that'll be a match to look forward to. Yeah, what are you guys thinking about them? I'm gonna quickly send us an planning thing.
Yeah, so we're just here, just gonna wait for, that, the team's just gonna send us to the planning for now. But yeah, we will be seeing that Last Cipher versus Fusion. Yeah. Oh, alright, have a very good sleep, Brian. Hope you have a good night. And even try. This is some interesting chat, but yes. Ah, I thought you were leaving. Yeah, but no, that was certainly a very exciting match to witness. I did not expect Saber to go that BQ over these sculptors. As we were talking about earlier, he is known for his sculptor being quite strong, but understandably his team only needed that tie, and sculptor can, if she does get kited too much early game, and if the person does not have enough map control, she can get 3-man, but yeah. Honestly, I think BQ was very fun to watch. Very exciting, but yes. I think this was an amazing match. Team communication will be really. Yeah, no, 100%. We've seen both of their teams' communication be very strong. We'll see the battle of Morningstar. I represent the Elks. You know what? As you should. They deserve representation in tournaments. Sometimes they do. They do. Miki. But yeah. Elks are, I don't know, guys. I think Elks are like 10 times better than like everybody else. To be honest, not like I'm not joking. They're better with those fun builds. I love seeing. Oh, I don't love seeing them, but I find interesting builds very, very funny. Because I don't know, seeing someone go into a match with a flower build as a survivor, I'm like, wow, you have guts. You do. You tell them, I guess. But yeah. I'm just gonna send us into a quick intermission while we wait for the teams to start to ready up, and for Miki to come back. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. Alright, hello, we are on right now. Hello everyone. Welcome back. We will be they're just starting to get into the band, so we'll be going into that in a quick second. But yes, hope you had a great intermission. Hi Miki.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, just chilling. Getting ready for the bands. Excited for Last Cypher versus Fusion.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Fusion being a very powerful team, as we see on their past performances with their hunters and their survivors. But anything can happen, anything in the game. I'm very excited to see. Last Cypher just now taking a win against Team Tickle. Very hard win to take. But now they're going against Fusion. And Fusion, oh, you don't want to mess with them. They are a new name of powerful survivors and hunter lineup of NXT server.
Yeah. Who knows what either of the team will do? Either of the teams will do, honestly.
It does seem like they're starting to get into the bands. We do see a Merc band first.
Ever Sleeping Town map 2. Ever Sleeping is a very popular choice because it's very tailored towards survivors, and hunter spawns are very easy to read there. However, I would argue that hunters do also not have that hard of a time on this map.
Yeah,
While survivors, go on. You seem excited. I
personally, I love Ever Sleeping as a map because honestly, it's a very, at least in my opinion, it's a very even map. Both survivors and hunters have a good advantage on it because if the survivors are good at keeping to the corners and making sure that they're dying in corners, not allowing those hunters to get cypher pressure and things like that, as well as having that support it's a very good map for survivors, but hunters can also capitalize on that because of the fact that it is built like a square. If you die in something that's not the edge, it is so much easier for the hunter to chair on ciphers and continuously pressure, as well as make it like trap you in areas and make it impossible for you to transition out of areas without support. So honestly, great map on both sides for me, in my opinion at least. Yeah.
No, you're right, Olive. I definitely agree with you because hunters, it spawns. Like you said, this map is square. Hunters, they always spawn on the outside, and that is key to know because spawning on the outside every single time, hunters already know where their targets are, and half the time it's easy to tell. While survivors are here playing a guessing game, trying to avoid center, because if hunter pushes center and they run into them, it's a very difficult situation for them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely this is a map where you need to be on the callouts as soon as possible so that the weak targets know where to rotate properly. But it does seem like we will be getting that mech and that forward as the first survivor pick, understandably. Mech with that strong decoding and forward with that excellent support harassing character, as well as strong rescue, especially against what we most likely will be expecting a sculptor in my opinion, but we said that last match and we did not see it, so we'll see.
Yeah, real. Like I said, having this mechanic at the start is very good because when you have a lot of access to most of the survivors you want to use them. And having a strong starting foundation for a first game is going to be really key to getting a strong start for survivors. Even though we know survivors to get notoriously clapped or destroyed in the first few rounds, you can change that. You don't have to believe that. You can change that. Forward is there to do just that. Mechanic also there to provide that decoding support. The next two picks are going to be crucial to determining what kind of team comp that who's surviving first.
We have Fusion surviving first with I'm pretty sure we have Saber hunting first, which as I said, we may expect that sculptor, but it does appear like instead of a sculptor, once again Saber's coming out with those unexpected plays. We will be seeing a Dream Witch instead.
Dream Witch, okay. Well, while Saber is not the most practiced Dream Witch, he did show us that he could get the hang of it quite quickly, and he did manage a tie against some pretty tough survivors, if I recall, from a couple weeks ago. And the Coordinator Priestess. Okay, so those being the next two pick, it's obvious what they're going for here. Their goal is probably to have either the Coordinator or the Priestess take the kite. The Mechanic decoding on the side and the Forward ready on standby for whatever may come. So I would not be surprised if we saw a Broken Windows Coordinator, even though it's something I would not personally go for. Who knows what Fusion strategies have been discussing. Everything what you don't know is what the team's been practicing. What the teams are practicing is what we see. So anyway, like I said, Priestess, very good for building navigation overall on this map, and is going to provide a lot of support. However, I am quite surprised that we don't see maybe like what's it called, instead of a Coordinator, why not for a round one pick? I'm thinking they really expected Sculptor.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's what
because Coordinator is easily countered by Dream Witch. Because like most characters, it's like when it comes to Dream Witches, you want guaranteed rescues, and they probably thought it was going to be a Sculptor, which Coordinator is a very great rescue against Sculptor as long as she makes sure to actually shoot the Sculptor rather than the statue. But that's not always up to them. It's up to the Sculptor. But like making because when it comes to like Dream Witches, if a Dream Witch has 2 leeches on a chair and the Coordinator's injured, you cannot go for that rescue. You shoot one, switches the other, automatic down. If you get found halfway to the chair and you get hit and then you try and go there and there's more than 1 leech at the chair and you try and shoot, a little bit in trouble. Plus if you get cornered, like if you get sandwiched between leeches, not always like the strongest thing to be. Also, would you like to be invited to the custom?
Not the time.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of chilling. I'm kind of hands busy, so I don't want to like I'm eating. So
yeah, understandable.
I'm doing a better job at keeping it away from the audio. See, you didn't any crunching, any of that.
No apples, no nothing.
Yeah, no apples, no nothing. I saw people chilling, like telling me that they don't want to hear the crunching. I'm like, okay. So I adjusted accordingly. See, I listen to you guys.
You're doing great. You're listening. You're certainly working on it. Yeah, it just seems like we're getting. Oh, is that wrecked? I don't know. Seems like we're just getting the lock-ins right now. So we have all of the character picks, but just making sure that the survivors and the hunter is ready. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens because, like I said, Saber's not the most experienced Dream Witch. Not like someone like Ching, not like someone like Dreamer.
Like Pit, yeah. I certainly
Loki too.
Yeah. I certainly am excited to see how it goes. Because Saber has had a week, I'm pretty sure, to work on his Dream Witch. Especially making sure that he figures out, probably has rewatched the match, being like, what did I do wrong here? What do I need to improve on? So very excited to see it. Yay! I'm sorry. But yeah. Very. Can't wait. In my personal opinion.
Sorry, as you tried to pass it to me, I just took a bite.
No, you're good. Survivor communication for both Last Cipher and Fusion is top tier. This will be so good. You're correct, Kim. I'm very excited to see how they get. Oh, I do not think they have all of their members in PC, so we're just chilling. But yeah, the match is about to start. We are just waiting for all of the characters to ready up, and then we'll go in. Elsie, Last Cipher is hunting first, correct? Yes. Alright, getting into that match.
Everyone grab your popcorn, get your potato chips, your freaking sodas, whatever, water, whatever you want to chill with, and just enjoy the game with us. It's like watching football games, but I actually understand it.
You know what? Me too. I would not understand football games. Alright, so it does look like we have a graveyard gate spawn, meaning that the key spawn was at that densification. Very nice rotation from Saber, going for middle and forcing as many of the survivors as he can towards this corner house area. Very nice rotation. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Polar's utilizing that portals from Eli right there. Very good communication. Very good teamwork, but looks like he's shifting his attention to the priestess.
It does seem like we will be seeing that Patroller Dream Witch once again. Very strong pick. But yeah. Oh, nice.
The Patroller Dream Witch. Ooh, what a sandwich by this Dream Witch. But like I said, with Patroller Dream Witch, usually you want to avoid giving free hits when you can. Unfortunately, Priestess was forced to give one, given they were in a very bad area and could not really do much with what he had. But here comes the Patroller.
Will this
They need to get away from basement. They really need to get away from basement.
Nice, getting that.
Really good job beating up the Patroller.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Getting that from basement, especially that Dream Witch, it's practically impossible to rescue from a experienced Dream Witch in basement. But yeah.
Yeah, Dreamer getting an early down right here is very good for Saber's pacing of his game. Near basement too, quite good for him. Honestly, survivors right here, it's hard to say when you should rescue against a Dream Witch, especially in basement. But I don't know. I don't know about Saber's choice right here to not chair immediately. Wasted a lot of time and even expended self-heal. Buys a little more time and gets rid of that leech. Not gonna share basement, gonna force a rescue. Gonna force a rescue. That's what's happening here, Holly.
Yeah. No, also very interesting decision from Saber, not using that not picking up, meaning that when Eli did self-heal, does force that leech hit rather than the main body hit, meaning that there's only one leech here, and the forward is free to harass. Saber can also not go through that pallet as the main body is there, so trying to go for that hit. And
very good Priestess portal right there, honestly. Here comes main body's Patroller. Here comes Ydra's Patroller.
Yeah.
This is very annoying, unfortunately. Yep. You see how much time was wasted whenever they fell right there? The Patroller almost ran out of time.
Yeah.
Because when it falls, it takes a very long time for the Patroller.
However, it does seem like their Cypher Rush is fairly slow for this team comp. it doesn't. Yeah, we will be seeing that down. So the question is whether Saber will be taking that time to leech the survivor. Yeah, there we go. Very good play on Saber. And however, the Team Fusion does have that mechanic in play. So with utilizing that bot and just having the ability to actually have 3 or 4 survivors still on the field, while despite somebody being chaired because of that mechanic bot. Very good position for Fusion. But will that forward get the patroller? Yes, very nice play from that Dreamer getting that patroller on the forward.
On the forward right there. To prevent any sort of rescue attempt going off.
Especially since the forward does have full football. If he had managed to avoid that patroller getting into base, it would have been a lot easier for him rather than any other survivors. But yeah.
Well, right here, what we see is that they chose to sacrifice the priestess, which is a very good pick by them to do. But like you said, it is kind of slow suppression. The key objective middle has not been eliminated by the survivors. This means Saber will have strong control if that's the last cipher.
Yeah, no, having that be a final cipher,
dangerous.
Very dangerous for that. When you're against that Dream Witch. Oh, getting on the tram.
This patroller is not going to get no more value, but it looks like he's waiting at the end of the tram. But here's the problem with this. The tram and the patroller does not have enough time to get there. I'm pretty sure it's going to expire. Yep, like I said, it's going to expire. There's not enough time. Tram takes its sweet old time to get over there. And very good job by Forward to take that tram.
It does, however, seem that Saber is forcing all of the survivors into the same position. Honestly, in my opinion, right there would have been the perfect time for Saber to switch to a trait such as Blink, as he would be able to guarantee that down on that forward and have that pressure. You don't want to allow survivors to be able to de-leech and heal, as that does ruin your map control as a Dream Witch. But yeah, will we be able to see that forward? It's not seem. Oh, mind gaming is going on here. Not fully knowing that Dreamer's hitbox getting juked there. But yeah.
Got on the pal right on time. Very good. Because if he gave the hit right there, the down right there, it would be catastrophic for them. But look, they got one cipher left.
Yeah.
As we said, that the cipher was slow. Fusion is pulling it right back out from the ground. Very good job. And the last cipher not being middle, perfect.
Having this gun, very good. See, having Blink there would have been a very nice play as well, because if Saber had switched to Blink on that cord and get that hit before she was able to get the shot off, it would have been because it would have essentially wasted the gun. But yeah.
Fusion doing a beautiful job slowing down the game and resetting to 0.
Definitely, they're doing a
Send
great
back
job.
to 0. Yep, restart from 0. So it's called restart from 0. Very good job by Fusion to to acknowledge that this is the best play.
Yeah.
Patroller still, I don't know, man. Saber's milking this patroller as much as he can.
Yeah, you can see that Ford tried to go for that assisting stun in order to cancel that patroller, but was unable to do so before that patroller got onto the mech.
It was unfortunately a little bit too late. I'm pretty sure Polar presses Leech 99 and is ready to take it off whenever it can. But look how far that Leech is away from Polar. So they say we're a little confused. They say, okay, where's Polar?
Yeah.
Start.
It certainly needs to do. Certainly, Saber would be a much better position if he started pressuring that cipher, but not really.
You know what I have to say here, Olive?
Yeah.
I have to argue that right there they should have 99 the Leech instead of taking it out completely. Because if it was coming and it switched on, it would have wasted a little more time for them. But like, if you keep your Leech on you, they can't re-leech. But when you take it off completely, they have hella opportunity to just keep re-leeching.
Right now, it would honestly be a perfect position for those survivors to pop that cipher, honestly, because it is primed. If we do see, yeah.
Should not pop. Good job by Polar to know not to pop, because he knows that his teammate might be in a very difficult position. Yeah, eating his Leech there honestly was a fine choice, because if he did, even if he didn't, there's the pop. Even if he didn't, it would make no difference, because he's accounted for borrowed time to heal up his health bar. Doesn't need to stay full health. That's fine. Doesn't need to waste his time. Very good knowledge repellers to utilize that time to Cypher Rush.
Yeah, no. Saber isn't a strong tie position, to be honest. Only having that one leech on the field. Yeah, switching.
Got Hunt though. It's coming. Misses the blink. That is huge.
Gets out of
Doesn't even go for
range.
the kill.
No, the leech got out of range of that main body. That Saber was betting on that leech to be able to hit that coordinator down.
But he did it. He miscalculated. This is why knowing your Dream Witch is very important before playing in the tournament against Fusion. Because had he known the range, he wouldn't have gone for that risky option. Now his leech lacking blink, which means it will not be able to get a kill.
Well, the thing is, you can see your own range while you're in Dream Witch. Just hoping that you get that. Oh, you mean hitbox? Never mind. Whoops.
Yeah, hitbox.
Yeah.
Hitbox. Yeah, unfortunately, it was just that knowledge. It's just that little thing that if you knew, it would help. Like right now, you can tell that Saber is playing a guessing game. He's playing a guessing of whether or not his hitbox is going to hit. Normal Dream Witches, they don't have to guess. They know what hit is going to connect. Every hit a Dream Witch throws, a good Dream Witch will usually connect.
Yeah.
And it's definitely just that inexperience a little bit. But Saber's doing a great job, honestly. So tying against Fusion is something very difficult to do. Definitely could have had a win if he made different choices, if he had his knowledge, like of Dream Witch completely down. But hey, a tie for the start, not bad.
The only thing, however, is do we know? Okay, no, just simply going for that tie, very smart decision on that Fusion. No, and I think they're waiting in gate to see if the mech would get brought any closer to gate, because if the mech happened to get shared at gate, I'm pretty sure they may have tried to force that rescue in order to try and get a 3-man. But yeah. Very nice play from both sides. Fusion did a great job making sure to slow down that game and not allow that Dream Witch to get too much pressure, as forcing that fast game can cause a lot of panic, which Dream Witch just capitalizes on. So yeah. What do you think about that match?
Well, all I can say is that it went really well, right? Mm-hmm. But Saber should have went Sculptor. Mm-hmm. He was very powerful. Sculptor, he's known for it. And if I'm being real here, what he might be trying to do to provoke Fusion to ban his Dream Witch, they're probably just still going to ban his Sculptor.
Yeah.
So not only does he not get use out of Sculptor, he probably could have had a win or a 4-man even. Stronger thing with a Hunter he knew. Yeah. You do not want to try to mind game the team. They already know what you're thinking most of the time.
No, you're definitely correct about that. I'm trying to, going that character you're most confident in first round and being and not risking it getting banned, over as you're saying, going a character who you're not fully who you're hoping that if you're able to pull a thing, you'll be able to get that character second round and have those extra bans, things like that. Not always the best decision to bet on, but still did a great job. Both teams did. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Trumpet fanfare from Olive right here.
Thank you. Little noises. It's okay, they exist. They certainly do. And then... Alright. Sorry for being quiet.
Yeah, exactly. Early down basement, still got a tie. Mm-hmm. It just goes to show that a first kite is not the biggest determinant. It's a big one for sure, but not the big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely having the early game was actually very strong in Saber's Saber's play, but not actually getting that chair on that priestess before she was able to self-heal, and then also not having enough experience with Dream Witch in order to properly like pressure the ciphers and things like that. Did certainly put her in a difficult position. Yeah. Sorry. I keep it's in my head. I'll stop. We're good.
Where did it even come from? All this?
I just make noises sometimes, and then I make them, and then I continue to make them because they're already there. All right. Yeah, it does seem like they're already going into those bands. We do have Fusion hunting this match. I'm not quite sure who will be hunting, but yeah.
It's either Lucky,
yes,
or Jing, right?
I think so? Question mark? I do not know. we will see in a hot sec. Does seem like we are getting that mech ban first. Understandable, especially if the very first character is a sculptor or something of the sort. But very nice pick. And then, sorry. Alright, we have, and then we'll be having a forward and a forward and a priestess for those next block-ins. What do you think of these picks so far, Miki?
Assist heavy. What last Cypher is definitely all about is assist. We saw in their past game with Team Tickle, they are very strong at communication, very strong at assist. And having a forward and priestess locked in is just definitely going to be the move. What last Cypher wants here are not characters that have a chance of doing well, but characters that guarantee to do well. Priestess, forward are characters that can change a game, for sure. And that's what last Cypher is really depending on, which is a really good idea. Honestly, it's a very smart thing to go for. Them having a tie, their survivors, they don't really need much pressure. And mercenary psychologist, they're anti-Dream Witch. This is 100% anti-Dream Witch. Probably calling out that the fact that the hunter could be Ching or Lucky, which are both very powerful Dream Witch mains. So very good job by last Cypher doing their homework, their paperwork on here.
Yeah, very good play by them. Indeed. Yeah, no, this team comp definitely, as you were saying, wanted a Dream Witch counter with that Ada, as well as those strong rescuers in Ford and Merc. But yeah, no, plus like while Dream Witch can slightly counter forward with that, sometimes having that forward harassing buys just enough time to mess up that Dream Witch's endgame or just game in general. So very strong team comp to try and perhaps either have a good counter comp to that Dream Witch or just try and force out a different character.
I don't know though. I think that King is a very confident hunter.
Yeah.
If it is King, he probably will still go Dream Witch.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If it's Lucky, maybe not.
It does seem like we will be getting a sculptor from Lucky.
Okay. We can work with this because Sculptor right here, you have forward, you have Priestess, who are perfectly normal with HP. Your best target, unfortunately, is probably the Priestess. Because, like I said, 6 statues or 4 statues, 2 hits, 1 hit, and 2 statues, 2 hits. Very hard to capitalize on.
Especially because if you do get that early down on that psychologist, she does still have that shield for endgame if she does get off that chair, which is very risky for the survivors. But yeah.
And I assume the psychologist will be Walmart, which is a very known strong kiter player in NAU.
Yeah, most likely in my opinion. Yeah, because Walmart is honestly one of the best, if not the best, in my opinion at least, kiters of NAU. So if we do end up seeing that psychologist from him, I personally would not want to chase that. I don't know if you would, but...
oh, heck no.
Yeah.
Psychologist that knows how to kite? Heck no.
Nah. If anyone in chat...
You're just asking to get kited.
Yeah, if anyone in chat would willingly chase Walmart first in match, your hunter scares me. But yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, honestly, psychologist is a very annoying thing to deal with.
No, agree.
Because, yeah, that 3 HP, that 3 hits is ridiculous, man. Unless you're like Ripper or something, it's gonna be very difficult for you.
The only like bonus of those three hits is the presence, but even then, it's like, is the presence worth that? Is it? We do have once again the exact same spawns. We're getting a lot of the similar spawns today, which puts, honestly, in my opinion, puts the team at a good at similar positions for that starting wise. But so very good to see. Once again, we see that through that alleyway up through middle, forcing as many of the survivors into one area. However, opting to go for that the towards graveyard route and pressuring that psychologist, very interesting in my opinion, as it only cuts off, like it only blocks off one of the survivors rather than pushing them all into the same area. So not having as much control as you would like, still very good finding that psychologist first.
Yeah, absolutely. On a map like Eversleeping, you can kite sculptor in the open however, and psychologists would be disgusting at it.
Oh,
Trust me, she
that
would be
tram
disgusting. Yeah, absolutely, and tram too. So it's all of that. It's really all that. Oh wow.
I think we will be seeing Walmart getting hit off as soon as he gets off of this tram. Which, oh, very nice actually position for the survivors though, because while Walmart got hit exactly off the tram, it, in my opinion, would have been better for that sculptor to wait just a split second before hitting that psychologist, because now she
The
still has
green
this
bar.
shield. Yeah.
She has it. It's so minuscule, but yes, she does have it. And now that means that if they rescue without tide, which we saw their strategy was last time, which is probably what's gonna happen here. Yep, exactly. Without tide, she now can take 2 more hits.
She can take either 3 chip hits or
3 chip hits or 2 regular hits. Yeah, exactly. Or 1 chip hit, 1 hit, which is ideal probably.
just
for
a
lucky
lot of
hits.
hits in general, a lot more hits than needed. But yeah, see, there
However,
we go.
that does promote feeding. That does promote feeding.
It does. With that full presence now at scope at 5 ciphers, especially with this team comp, with that psychologist getting chased first, their cipher rush isn't the best. It's still going actually pretty decently. Most of their ciphers are at 60, but still, once again, full presence. Oh,
Look at Walmart playing around. Is he gonna get the tram? No, he's not. What a beautiful statue right there to prevent him from getting the tram just there, because if he got the tram again, it would have been a big problem for Lucky. But Lucky secures that right off the bat. Full presence is now in.
all right. So we do see chiseling that middle. Oh, trying to damage anybody she can. That forward especially being a good character to damage, because if he tries to harass later on with that football, if he's out of chip, it'll be a lot easier for her to just either scare him away or just guarantee that down.
Oh, good rescue for the mercenary.
Very nice body block as
Good
well.
for the mercenary. Yeah, absolutely amazing right there. And honestly, here's the thing though. I would argue keeping the Merc full heal might have been the better choice to make. Against a sculptor full presence, especially at 4 ciphers. It's a very risky thing to depend on the psychologist to remove. But the only one to do it is indeed Walmart, however, he will get down.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly taking this time to heal the mercenary would probably be the best decision they could have, because especially having him be the only one on that cipher for that small time. If the sculptor had decided to teleport onto the mercenary, it would have been in a difficult position, as he would have been half health, and they wouldn't have had anyone else with tide would have been able a strong rescue character other than Ford with that football. But will he get hit by that tram? He will not. Good job.
I really don't think that he should get hit by that tram, because if he did, that would have been unfortunate. Sculptor could have free 4 statues right there. It definitely would have been a lot more risky, but honestly, I don't know how I feel about the mercenary decoding like this. I don't know how I feel. Taking that chip hit right there. Just needs 1 more and he's gonna go down. Gonna use the elbow pad, gonna run in the open. However, the open is no longer safe. With full presence, the open is just as dangerous as any tight wall.
However, that was a very nice play from that sculptor, using that light trick, using a light trick to try and confuse the mercenary to think that she wasn't going to be coming up the stairs, and not give him time to actually vault that window or come up with a plan on the fly. So very good play.
Oh yeah, light tricking is a very new thing. It's a very nice mind game that was developed by Bonbon, Sculptors, Soul Weaver. We saw Fafa do it a lot with Soul Weaver, and Vio especially. Any hunters that can hold their abilities. It's like we're gonna see it utilized again right here, like he's trying to do it. But Honor getting a read on exactly where he is. Very good job by Honor right there, noticing where Lucky may be positioning himself. But like I said, there's the hit. Here comes the football right here, really good to get away. Pallet statue. Oh, very nice pallet drop by Honor right there. He's gonna go down here, unfortunately. Perfect setup by Lucky. 2 ciphers remaining. Depending on the progress, they may have to act.
They do have progress, however. Actually, that portal play from that Priestess Mercenary. That's the thing. With that play, very good. Having her teleport.
He barely didn't see them. They were right behind his chisel range. Had he thrown a little further, he would have seen them, which is actually really good by Team Last Cypher to know where to heal and where they may position here.
Does seem like that Priestess will be distracting that sculptor allowing that mercenary to go in for a rescue without risk of being harmed. However, it is after half. See, that was a good position that the sculptor put herself in by downing that mercenary and then getting that forward chair within the time that it took to heal up that mercenary. It does mean that she knows where they are and is able to guarantee that they can't focus on rescuing or anything of the such. So very good play from her.
They can't Cypher Rush either. If they're having them down, you know that they're healed, you know that they did not have to Cypher Rush.
Yeah.
And when you know this, it's easy for you to operate knowing that you're not under the pressure.
You know, I agree 100%. Very nice down on that priestess as well. Last Cypher is in a difficult position in the moment with as in order to tie or win this round, they will need a tie at minimum, a 3-man to win. So it does seem. So having that priestess on chair puts the sculptor in a very good position, as all she needs to do is make sure to camp successfully and make sure she is able to get one more down before that ciphers before those gates get open. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Lucky is a very, very in control hunter right now. You know that he knows exactly where the ciphers are. He knows where he needs to put his attention. And just nothing is gonna stop this guy from just absolutely. Look at those statue plates. Just like that cross formation. You notice it's like it literally is so clean. His own statue going
Very nice
against him.
statue, actually.
Oh my god, every statue he places has a purpose. He's not spamming nothing. There's the stuff right there, my Lucky. What a beautiful stuff.
Another thing is with this layout that they did, with this, the ciphers that they decided to work on, by having them where they were and having Walmart only kite in that cemetery area, it means that all 4 of the last remaining ciphers are on this side of the map. We have 1 cemetery, we have 1 graveyard dungeon, we have 1 2-story, and we have 1 island, which not very easy for that sculptor to pressure, because just by staying at that graveyard chair, she had she had control of all 3 of those ciphers.
There it is, the 4K elimination on Team Last Cypher Fusion. Very good job, Lucky taking the lead for their team very powerfully. This is why we probably should have seen Last Cypher's sculptor. Saber should pull out a sculptor. I didn't beneficial for him. But yeah, wow. What a good I mean the opening kite, I would say using Sham is a very risky strategy. As we saw Lucky was just waiting for him at the end. And that's not the best way to utilize psychologists. It's like mega health factor. So I honestly do think that some play could have been better right there with the first kite.
Having honestly, the only way that play would have been smarter would, honestly, in my opinion, have been if that forward was one of the ones was the person situated at that cabin 4. Because if forward was at cabin 4, and the sculptor had teleported or just was in the area as she was heading to train, that forward could have gone in for supporting sense in order to help assist Walmart in kiting. Unfortunately, the priestess was the one at that cipher, meaning that were not able to have the same support layout. But still, understandable that hoping that Triam does waste time. But yeah.
So right there, I'm thinking the map favored the hunter really because everything else, those alleyways are destructive.
Yeah.
And graveyard having so many obstacles, so many tight corners that she can capitalize on. Sculptor just relies on confined areas, and it honestly worked out in their favor right there. All right, Olive, I will be right back very quickly, very briefly. So.
Oh, okay. All right, I will look at chat while you do this then. Let's see what chat has to say. Well played from Sculpt. Not much more can do. The statues were joined. Yeah, they were. The sculptor did a very good job placing her statues, making sure those target statues had no way to be avoided just by placing them as close to the survivors as possible. Very good play from that sculptor. Yeah. Team 2. Yeah. All right. You are correct. Vin Diesel. We only Vin Diesel skin. I have no clue what that would look like. Scares me a little bit, but I have no clue what that would look like. Oh. All right. And and team. All right. Yeah. I personally really like those matches. Plus, just seeing them. Sorry. Seeing them overall have the pressure that sculptor had in that endgame with all 4 of those ciphers being close, man, made that impossible for the survivors to work on any of the ciphers. Also, that expectation that those survivors would have been in 2-story, which honestly I think, because she teleported there, it was obviously better for them to be at the cemetery. But overall, having them be in that 2-story area would have made it so that they have a lot closer. Because I think what mostly killed the game was the Merc not being able to get to any of the survivors before that half mark on the chair with that Ford and that Priestess. It didn't end up changing much as the Priestess, as the Merc did end up getting stuff, but it's still very good statues from that mercenary. Yeah. Characters. Once again, sorry folks for I would like some chicken nuggets mochi, please. Don't be shy. Hand them over. I'm actually quite hungry. I would like a snack later. It is. Oh my god. I did not realize how late it was, folks. It is certainly late. I am hungry. We have... Alright, sorry. Just quickly setting up the thing. It does seem like they're almost starting to go into those bands, so I will send us to the band screen. I do think that we have the last cipher hunting first again. However, it does seem like we will be seeing sorry. It does seem like we'll be seeing that Moonlit pulled up with Pit Stoppers hunting for last cipher rather than Saber this match. So it will be exciting to see what ends up getting played. Recently with Pit Stoppers playing second rounds, we have seen a lot of, instead of Sculptor bands for when he's doing second round, we've seen a lot of Dreamwish bands, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, oh my god, blushes? Hey, Mochi? Yeah, don't... Hey, we can share. Sculptor plus full present plus chisel plus teleport. Yeah, she has extreme pressure with all of that. Indeed.
Yeah, definitely. Moonlit is gonna be pulled out. We know that it is a notorious wheel, is a notorious bonbon, is a notorious sculptor. He honestly plays a lot of the metas.
He plays like everything.
Huh?
He plays like everything, to be honest.
Oh my god, yeah, he basically does. And I'm honestly thinking that we have seen him pull out what's it called? Bloody Queen. We have seen him pull out Bonbon. I remember when he took a tour around
Yeah.
That was Pit Stoppers World Tour. Very fun to watch. The Grand Prix, pretty much playing Mario Kart with himself. And yeah. Let's hope we don't see that again. That did take a while to get through with. And
just a little bit.
It was me and Daza. We were just sitting there kind of like, okay, but match finished now.
Yeah. It does seem like the first 2 bands will be a mechanic and a priestess. Very interesting to see what will get picked for Pit Stopper's side. My opinion, honestly, Bonbon would be interesting to see. Maybe hoping for that sculptor. However, it does seem like they will be it does seem like a first round they will be banning that sculptor, so not allowing it. Maybe we see a Dream Witch question mark?
I'm thinking maybe his wheel.
Maybe his wheel? Alright.
Wheel is a very solid pick on Moonlit, judging that there are not too many windows to loop. Bad kiting areas usually now become good kiting areas, and good kiting areas now becoming bad kiting. So to get breaking area, you gotta change up your strategy. If you don't, they're gonna catch up to you. They're gonna run you over. You're gonna be the next. What's it called? What's it called? You're gonna be a trailer park for him, pretty much.
Okay.
And
So
speed bumper. Yeah, you got to remove speed bumper.
yeah.
No idea.
It does seem like we will be seeing a forward and Seer lock in, followed by, interestingly enough, a chord ban. So I think you may be right with that breaking wheel pick. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, coordinator does do very well against breaking wheel, judging as if he gets double spike, she shoots, and she's really far away. And they're going to rely on traps, and a good survivor will be looking behind them at all times to make sure that they do not get stuck in any of those traps. And we see a forward Seer secure. I've never seen a Seer lock today. You haven't seen one. It's a very solid lock, honestly, and they probably are expecting a Dream Witch.
Yeah.
If you lock Seer, you're expecting Dream.
Yeah. Honestly, no, even a breaking wheel, very good games. Honestly, any of the picks that we were talking about earlier, Seer is good against a Sculptory Bonbon, Breaking Wheel, Dream Witch, BQ, all of those characters, honestly. Seer is such a great support and counter overall. So, yeah, makes sense.
Well, that's why Seer's in the meta, because he has so many uses, he's so versatile in assist, in like kiting.
He's
He has
crazy.
it all. He's crazy. He's broken. He has it all.
Yeah.
Broken. He literally has it. Broken.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, he has it all. So that's why it makes him so good. The more reliable you are in multiple situations, the more appealing you use. The last two locks, I don't really know. I'm thinking, we might see Psychologist. I wouldn't be surprised. She does, however, get hard countered by Wheel. So
Yeah.
if they're expecting Wheel, they're probably not going to pick her.
It does seem like
I
you're getting that
told you,
Psychologist and that
Psychologist.
work. Yeah, I knew exactly what the picks were as you were saying it, so I was just gonna let you finish, see if you would get it right. But yeah, Psychologist
yeah.
and that Mercenary.
What?
Seeing
What?
none of the above. We're seeing a Bonbon play from Pit Stoppers.
Yeah, Bonbon. I love seeing Bonbon. However, I don't know. His ideal target is gonna be the Seer. Psychologist taking 6 bombs. Oh man, do not like that. I had a bad experience in rank where I lost to a team because the Psychologist just ate 6 bombs. All my bombs were accurate. I didn't miss a single one, but I still lost the Cypher. So
Yeah.
honestly, never chase Psychologist to your Bonbon without blink. Yeah, you don't blink.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. It's bad. You're gonna end up regretting it for the rest of your season. But like I said, Bonbon is a very strong pick overall because a lot of people really don't know how to kite Bonbon. Like,
Yeah, no, those time bombs can be quite scary. Especially since I've seen ever since like his nerf, I've seen like an extreme decline in Bonbon usage throughout rank as well. So not dealing with Bonbon often can certainly make people tend to struggle when they do finally get the chance to kite him.
yes, indeed. Bonbon being a very powerful choice on this map, having more open space and just having overall visuals. Visuals are very important. Information, all that good stuff. Very important for a hunter like Bonbon. Because movement is open. He doesn't have difficulty checking out his targets, and he might even see them from a long way. They call it the eagle eye. When you have the eagle eye, what you do is you can notice a survivor's movement, and you can already tell what survivor it is just from that.
Yeah.
Eagle eye is definitely something that I think Pitt might have in his sleeve. I haven't seen him demonstrate it like other hunters have, but who knows? He might have. He might have the eagle eye.
I don't know. That's for Pitt to know and us to find out, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. He surprises us and he walks all the way to bridge. He knew exactly where that the Seer was there. I'm just gonna
So we do see that working carousel spawn already rotating towards that Psychologist. Yeah.
going towards a tent, and like you said, this is going to be a very tricky thing for Pitiful right here. He is indeed near. Oh, been rotated by the forward. Wait, will forward run right back into him? No.
Oh no.
Still breaking out that line of sight.
Yeah.
And finally, he finds out it's a forward. But look how much time he wasted. He wasted so much time. But I think he's gonna opt to chase the forward.
He does, however, have that quenching teleport, which, honestly, if you see a hunter automatically decide to commit off the bat to a mercenary or a forward, or just somebody who is a strong, like, rescue character who most of the time makes them that strong kiting character as well, most likely they do have a quenching teleport build, and they're just trying to make sure that the survivors do not get as much extra decoding time as possible. Ooh, running into that bonbon.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You guys gonna
nice
be the one
shoots
keeping the
from
kite right here. What nice bombs by
Pit
Pit right there.
Yeah.
Chasing a god kite, very difficult thing for any hunter to do. Light mind game. Do you see it happening? It's happening. Here comes the owl coming off, giving Eli time to transition away from god kite and possibly trying to get. But keep in mind, there's a survivor decoding all over a second stop right there. You need to be really careful about that. Look at that flower bomb technique formation going off right there by Pit. Free hit. Still going. You see why it's so obnoxious for what's it called? A bonbon. I chase something like a psychologist, and there it is. Boom, headshot. There goes the psychologist. But yeah, it took him a while.
However, they do have two ciphers, almost two. They do have two ciphers popped now, and they do have one already at 50, so their cipher rush is not actually the worst. But however, this is a teleport bonbon, so if they decide not to go for that rescue, or just if they decide not to go for that rescue, he can simply teleport away as soon as that chair is up. So yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think definitely the teleport call out is probably up down. I'm pretty sure he's running detention. In a tournament setting at bonbon, you want to run detention. You cannot assume that you would down these survivors with your triplets and stuff, because these survivors are going to be playing to their fullest, playing at their hardest, and they're going to just be giving it their all. So usually, I'm pretty sure this is a up-down tension, judging from the fact that I did not see a pallet break speed. This pallet break was quite slow. It might not be up, but it's something with detention, I'm pretty sure. Because if it was up, we would have seen faster pallet breaking. I don't think it's trump card.
Yeah, no. Very smart on all of the survivors for as that psychologist near the end of her chair time, getting away from those ciphers, making sure that none of them were wiggling, so pit stoppers did not have that chance to teleport on any of them. But yeah.
I don't know. I've seen this crazy technique. Ooh, the fake out. He's gonna try to catch someone lacking, and I think he did.
I think he got confused about the elbow pad, unsure of where that mercenary was rotating.
Wow, what an elbow pad by Polars right there. He saw the tracks. He was like, okay, where is he? But that elbow pad mercs all the way at first stop now. What an elbow pad by Polars. Wish I could do that. These things have a mind of their own. Kicking him off the roller coaster. Very good job by Pit right here. Very accurate type bombs. But look at these dodges. And another beautiful elbow pad by Polars. These bombs are not bad whatsoever. They are meant to cut off his tracks. But Polars with another amazing elbow pad. Oh my goodness gracious. It's just, wow.
Yeah, and honestly, the cipher rush from the survivors is still also very good. They have two ciphers at around 70 already, and they only have two ciphers remaining. They're in a strong tie position, if not a win, if a survivor is able to clutch dungeon or gate. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They're in a very strong type position right now. Honestly, mercenary, usually your elbow pads are two good ones and then one physical. But Polar's got three perfect elbow pads, demonstrates good knowledge off of a tree too. That's hard. When you don't elbow pad up off a flat surface, Psyche says this a lot, and I say it a lot too, your elbow pad gets like its own character. It's a mind of its own.
The cipher, however, is primed. So,
and there it is. Like I said, detention. Up. I called it again.
I think we may be seeing a down flower build because, as you said, we did not see confined space. And unless we do end up seeing an excitement, or not excitement, or switch of some kind, which I do not think we'll be saying. However, there is dungeon here. This will be a 3-man for the survivors.
You should not have done that. No, he did not judge. What's it called? He expected the gate not to have been open
Yeah.
right there. But there's a 3-man team fusion taking down Pit Stoppers. Wow.
Wow. Very nice play from both sides.
Huge
Very
misplay.
so close to almost being a tie, but that teleport at the very end, especially with that dungeon. If that dungeon had been anywhere else on the map, that teleport in my mind would have been justified. But the fact that that dungeon was right there is definitely what messed it up. Because if it was anywhere else on the map, that mercenary would not have been able to get to or crawl to that area without pit stoppers being able to cut them off beforehand. But just very an interesting pick overall. But yeah.
I definitely think that was honestly a huge misstep by Pit Stoppers right there. Securing a tie was very important. And just now with this loss, it just costed them a lot. And I don't know, like you said, justified teleport had the dungeon location been anywhere else on the map, anywhere but here. But it was indeed there. They could not have afforded to be there, which we saw happen.
Yeah, no, certainly was not expecting that 3-man. Expecting mostly likely a tie, but yeah. Ooh, very nice match.
It basically was a tie.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it's kind of sad when you see that happen. They had a very solid game, very good. He had his first target kill at a relatively good time. He has teleport ready. Team fusion with all of their resources still made it so it was very difficult for him to get anything off. So honestly, the communication by fusion, rotation by the forward, every little thing just bought them just enough time to secure that win.
Yeah. However, because of that tie, in order to for this next match, in order to actually be able to push it into a third match, in order to be able to push into the third match, the last Cypher will need a 3-man at minimum in order to go in. So
That's not hard to do against Chang or Lucky, really.
Yeah, that's not the easiest thing. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to pull something out like that. Yeah. All right.
So it's possible.
It is possible.
I wouldn't say it's impossible.
No, nothing is impossible.
No, exactly. Preach, y'all. Preach. Nothing is impossible. Listen to that, y'all. Listen to that.
All right. Like they're going to start going into the banning phases. Let's just double check what they have over here. All right.
What we got?
All right. So the very first. For the very first ban, we have a Seer followed by a Priestess for the fusion side.
That's a pretty good ban right there because, as you say, our movement Priestess is versatile with movement. Gets them across that bridge like it's the express to Hogwarts, like it's really annoying, obnoxious. They go down 3/4 lane and you're just like, well, it's over for me. But anyway, Seer ban is probably to notify. Seer is very good solid support against any meta hunter wheel. Obviously, having 2 Spikesmen, Owl done, you still gotta get the hit. And then you also have Dream Witch, where she relies on taking the hits. But you guys know that. And then Sculptor, like we said, it is a second round. We're probably gonna see a ban, but if we do see a Sculptor ban, Lucky's in Notorious Dream Witch. And yep, we did indeed see Sculptor ban. Yep, Lucky is also notorious for playing Anne too, actually, if you didn't know.
Oh really? Lucky's been playing Anne?
Yeah, but Lucky pulls out the Anne every now and then.
Ooh.
I've seen it. For Mercenary, definitely going to be more of a insurance rescue comp. Well, this is very interesting to see. Insurance rescue looks like team Fast Cyphers playing this very safely, which is definitely what a good step in the right direction for what they need to do.
Definitely picking characters that are more opting to not go for that mech lock-in, because she is a very strong Tai character, as we have heard before throughout the entirety of this this league, throughout the entirety of the ICL. So not locking in somebody such as that Mech is understandable.
Yeah, Mech, she has a lot of versatility. It can be kind of good for her. But like I said, it is very difficult to tell if she's going to get value. Because if she gets chased, she automatically loses value, right?
Yeah.
Like,
We will be seeing a psychologist ban for the last one, just so you know.
okay. Psychologist ban, I'd say solid ban.
Yeah.
But no, we're definitely going to have to see Dream Witch. I'm pretty sure it's Dream Witch. Psychologist ban almost guarantees. Because Wheel has no problem with psychologists if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure you did though, right?
Yeah. No, I know, because as long as he doesn't go for the strategy of getting one chip and then hitting, but just instead going for those 2 chips and then getting a Wheel to hit, because then she cannot heal it at all. So, you know.
Left right blink is more popular with Wheel on a map like Moonlit too. So bringing blink will make it a lot easier for you to kill that psychologist too. But if you miss your blink and your trap, well,
Yikes.
you're kinda dead there.
It's not the best situation to be put in. Does seem like we will be seeing a painter lock in, followed by
Notorious. Last Cypher's notorious for having Walmart be their painter main.
Yeah, they certainly are. Seems like we'll be seeing that painter followed by a coordinator. So interesting team comp. Honestly, I am expecting to see something like Walmart on that painter, maybe Baby Jelly on that quarter, that forward, and then I do not know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, do not
Honor
know.
on that. Honor probably on that forward.
Yeah.
And then on that mercenary is. I feel bad.
I think Pablo's in there too.
No, Pablo was on.
Wait.
I think Pablo was Team Tickle.
Pablo's team. Why did I think Pablo? I think David. David is.
David.
Yeah, David's a great
yeah,
mark,
David.
as we've seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, just quickly checking there. Yeah, maybe David or Toxic T would be nice. Would be on that mercenary. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. I need to move on.
No, one more on that mercenary. He has played it before. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Definitely not something like out of pocket.
Yeah.
So the stakes for Last Cypher, they have to get a 3-man?
Yeah, they have to get a 3-man in order to continue to the next match. Because they do need to tie or they need to tie or win the match. They need to tie they need the 3-man in order to tie the round, or a 4-man in order to win the round. The best position to put themselves in would obviously be that 4-man, but as that can be hard to clutch, they going for that 3-man is
You
the
get
best.
the hunter like Lucky or Ching.
Yeah.
It's unlikely.
Especially if it ends up being a Dream Witch. It does not look like it will be a Dream Witch. It does.
What is it?
It does look like we will be seeing actually a BQ from Lucky.
Another strong TIE hunter.
Mhm.
Absolutely. With Painter and Coordinator being on this team, they were last night for season they're preparing for a Dream Witch, but did not prepare for the BQ. Because as you can see, the only ones that counter BQ here are the Forward and the Mercenary. I would have liked to see probably a Perfumer or something like a Gravekeeper as well. If you have even Acrobat now counters BQ and gets a lot of leverage on this map.
Yeah,
So
using those
anything
bombs
like that
as
would
it
have
brings
been
up, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Would have been better against this BQ. Unfortunately, they expected a Dream Witch. And yeah.
Yeah, very good. A very good pick from the hunter for going a character that can somewhat counter all the others. Very, very nice pick from Miki. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired. It's okay.
You're alright? You doing alright?
Yeah, I'm just a little sleepy as well as hungry.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
This. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Almost there. there's at most one more round left unless they send us into a 4th round.
If they send us to a 4th round, Olive, God have mercy on yourself.
No, for real though.
Because I know that you are staying up late for this, and I really appreciate the effort.
No, I'm not a European. So I'm just always tired.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I just like sleep a lot. So,
Oh, you're just a sloth.
hey, no, be nice to me. Hey, yo.
Koala?
No,
better?
just be nice. All right, we do have that. I'm pretty sure it was behind 2-story spawn. We will see a rotation towards that that working carousel. However, finding no one, so it does transition towards that tent and bridge area. Oh, we'll see. Like we're going to see that towards tent being the painter. Walmart.
Very strong start for the team. Look at that rotation. Oh, my Lord. Lost to Tinnitus right there. Lucky very confused right now. But very good rotations by the painter right there. Honestly, missing out on one of their easiest targets. BQ, missing out on the painter. But now they're going to find out with they still have the coordinator as an option. They might find soon. But what? Left the cipher. Left the cipher really far away, but wow, good not lucky to acknowledge where the coordinator could run to, and now finds the coordinator.
Yeah. However, the good thing about this is the position she was in is she was running slightly towards the actual hunter rather than the mirror. So if one of them came close enough to hit her, it would be the hunter. So therefore, she can just simply shoot the hunter and avoid that hit. But yeah, no, that hunter not carrying that quenching, understandable on a BQ. However, it did it did mean that she would not be able to find someone such as that.
Oh, she missed this mirror? Nope, she does not.
She does manage to hit it.
Very nice by Lucky right here. Missing 2 mirrors, getting no value out of them already. So this is the 3rd mirror in play. Usually with the BQ, what you want is 2 mirrors further down. This is 3 now. If they can manage to not use a trait here, there's the excitement. But look, there it is. We drawed out the excitement. Now Ford is free to harass if we need to be. But yeah, not using on the mirror, really nice. So she does our mirror for the camp.
Honestly, this position is quite good because they already have almost 3 ciphers popped. That Merc cipher is around 90, both the painters and then the forward cipher have pops. They're in a very good position. They're just lacking 2 of those ciphers. And first stop, however, is also around 50, so they're quite a good position as long as the court is able to leave these ciphers. Yes. Getting that hit, very good for that BQ. She's now also has that mirror to potentially get a double down, which does seem like she will be going for. Using that getaway
would be a little greedy to go for it though.
Yeah.
So it looks like Merc got away just on time, which is really nice for the last cipher. They cannot afford a double down against BQ right now, especially since they do need a 3-man. Lucky right here is gonna camp this chair with his every fiber of his being, and definitely gonna make sure that nothing free goes off, because if he gets 3-man right here, they will tie it up. It's gonna be very difficult for them, because the longer you play the game, the more you lose their...
Ooh, and actually get it, making that come in contact. Very nice stun. I wasn't actually expecting it to hit anything. But
you know, I'm surprised Lucky, and a follow-up. I'm surprised Lucky didn't swing right there, knowing Honor's trajectory path. But there's the hit from the forward. But man, oh man, that coordinator is into story. Oh! He canceled the flip! He canceled the mirror flip! I don't think she can flip anymore.
Honestly, having her switch positions to this forward may actually be the best position. However, it is on the last cipher. Are we going to be seeing...
last cipher on the last cipher. That's not good.
Yeah. However, this mercenary does not have tide, so if he does go for that rescue and they're able to get onto that coaster and leave, that would honestly be the best bet for these survivors, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, like, where you see... is Lucky already lost their target. However, being on that last cipher, it's just as good as an exchange for him. And Ford not having any ball left because he did use it all to get that stun for his teammate. As you can see, last cipher really going here for that one.
And they do get that double down on those survivors. we have that coordinator on not on the last Cypher actually. The coordinator is trying to get that hit on that and going for that hit on that painter. This is a difficult situation to put them in, especially since she does have that excitement now.
Does Walmart have a pain? Won't matter. Misses the hit. Excitement's about to fail the. Oh wait, no, she can still use excitement during that. I thought that when you get as soon as you get like locked, you can't do anything. But,
No.
good. It's like a strong position for Lucky again.
It is, especially with that forward, putting them into a position where that forward was the new target over the coordinator is what has them in a very great position. But however, having the mercenary who was half health have to be the one who's rescued in order to maybe get before half, as well as having that painter get hit while the forward was in balloons, put them in a difficult position. It will be much more difficult in order to get that what's it called? In order to get that 3 or 4 man.
Yeah, as you can see, you got mercenaries. We're just waiting there. He's modeling her next. I was like, hey man, what's up?
Honestly, the best decision, leave that area and then go to the painting. This does look like it, unless they're able to wait for that Cypher to be primed. Does look like it
does look like a tie.
Yeah.
Already looks like a tie, which is not what they needed. Waiting outside that radius. Painter being very patient as well. Lucky making sure not to turn his camera even slightly towards. Buying all this time. Look at the painter just dancing around this BQ, making sure that they either get locked or not. And interesting not to swing right there.
Actually, no, that was very that was actually a very good play. Being able to get that rescue before the
But look at Walmart kiting around his painting.
Look at that excitement now.
There's excitement. Ooh, it was worth it. It definitely was worth it right there. You saw as soon as Lucky got in that trance, activating excitement, was able to maneuver their mirror again. That's honestly something I've never seen before. Just excitement maneuvering.
Yeah.
Very good movement by Lucky right there, not wasting a single bit.
It does look like we will be seeing that tie, however, which unfortunately they did need that 3-man. So
the win is gonna go to Team Fusion.
Yeah.
Wow. That was interesting. That was good. We saw very good gameplay from both sides. And we know that last Cypher, unfortunately, Pitt did make a huge misstep by not chairing Mercenary. That indeed, in the end,
he was
costed
betting on the fact that that gate would not be open, which, with the amount of time that did take, is an unfortunate decision, but still a very smart idea overall. Just if the gate had been a little bit slower at opening, yeah.
I mean, if an acrobat was on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah. But still very great matches to watch. I enjoyed them a lot. Did you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
That is 5, 2, 3. All right, yeah. I think that is the last match of the day because of the fact that it was a 2-round win by Fusion already. So I'll double check that before confirming anything. But yeah. How did you guys all enjoy the game? Ooh.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you all enjoyed the games. I hope you enjoyed me and all of here commentating. They did amazing. And yeah, Daza, also huge shout out to Daza. You were here when you were sick. And honestly, that's something that a lot of people would not do. Your dedication for ICL is just immense. Daza, the world.
Daza, the world, yeah.
Daza, the world, the globe. Daza, the planet. Daza, the solar system. Anyway. Like I said. Yeah. So that's gonna close it off for today, right?
I did get that confirmation from everyone, so I will send us into the planning. Thank you very much for coming and joining, showing us your support simply by being here. I hope you enjoyed watching these matches as much as I know I did, as well as seeing how all the teams play their best and just do what they can. Honestly, I enjoyed it quite a lot. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next weekend, I think, for finals, question mark?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hee hee. Very exciting. I think that's it's either the third and I don't know. I think it's the second and the third. I know dates. I do. But yeah, the second and the third of October. I hope we see, at least for EST time zones. I don't know if that's right for European, but yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything to say before I close us off?
I hope you guys learned a lot from today. Overall, we are here to teach you guys. IDV, we're here to teach you guys what good plays we make, what plays are risky. We're here to be overall a learning experience. I hope you guys love this learning experience. And honestly, I was about to do my channel outro, but
Oh.
this is not my channel.
This is
So
not your
I'm not
channel.
this is not my channel, so I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, you guys, I hope to see you guys next week. We hope to see you guys next week. And yeah, continue your support for ICL. You don't even have to donate. Just watching it just helps us just promote that NAU is no longer the forgotten middle child.
No longer, hopefully.
No
But yeah,
longer.
I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I'm going to send us into the closing music now. Thank you. Goodbye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.